Hey, just to let you know, you could watch this before everyone else. If you become a Rooster Teeth First member, you can do that at roosterteeth.com/first. You can watch it early, and you can even watch it live. That's like when it's actually happening while it's happening. Hey! Welcome to the podcast.
You're not Gus.
I'm not Gus.
Who are you?
I'm John.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Barbara.
I'm Blaine.
And this episode is brought to you by, thank you, all of you. We love you.
When you texted me last week saying I'm producing next week's podcast.
Yeah.
By producing, you mean emailing 3 other people and making sure they can do the podcast. Is that
Yeah.
producing?
I think it
Is
just
that the
means
extent of it?
producing the cast.
Well, I
You added a
actually
lot
asked.
of pomp to that whole thing. Like,
Huh?
I'm producing
Yeah,
the
I figured like
podcast.
usually when Gus leaves town, it's like, hey, get 3 people. And I'm like, cool. Hey, can you do it? Cool. But you're like, I'll be producing Monday's podcast. So...
That's just how they phrased it when they asked me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they're
Huh.
like, hey, Bernie was like, Gus and I are going to be out in San Francisco. Would you produce and host the podcast?
All right. Well, I'm
said, sure.
Let's do it.
I don't know. There's too much pressure. I've already done part of my duties. I introduced us.
John,
I
produce.
said who's the sponsors.
Direct. Do it.
Well, what happened before the podcast is that we realized that, the daddies are gone.
Uh-huh.
So, we should do something a little,
Wacky.
And we came up with, you guys came up with Jenga.
Yeah, it's pretty wacky.
You guys are like, we
out
made
of
a
control.
bit.
Let's play Jenga.
Let's go fucking crazy. We're going insane.
Not like
with
Jenga
wooden blocks.
with shots
Well,
inside,
it's
just
giant Jenga.
bog standard Jenga.
Well, I guess Barbara will start.
Is it even playable? You touched it.
This?
I'll play. Hold on.
I mean, it's gonna just be lousy. Like Jenga is barely fun for the people playing.
Right.
Not to mention the people that are listening on the audio podcast are like, the fuck is going on?
They can't even hear you right
Yeah.
now, Blaine.
Just get-
No, the crew
they're just
watching.
gonna- the audio listeners are just going to listen to it, hear a crash, and then,
Dude, we once had a big. I think it might have been this Jenga going at an RTX VIP party,
Uh-huh.
and
Good times.
there was this girl there, this fan,
Yeah.
and I was like, I dare you to go kick it down. I was saying it as a joke. Because like there were like 5 people playing Jenga, and she just walked over to it and kicked it, and I was like, "Oh,
What a dick.
What do you think was going to happen?
well, I just didn't think she would do it."
Gavin, your turn.
But what's the repercussions of knocking down a Jenga tower?
Well, everyone playing it was like, "Why?"
Oh no! Everybody play Jenga.
I don't know.
Oh no! We ruined it. Jenga.
I mean, I was very impressed. I was like, "That was ballsy," but
Damn it!
really,
you
Barb?
fucked up fucking up Jenga.
Really, Barb? For those listening to the audio podcast, the Jenga tower just fell over.
Hold on, I got a fart. Okay.
Blaine, you're so gassy.
Listen, I told you beforehand I was going to fart. I'm going to fart.
You've
Mom-
also been spitting everywhere.
Mom and Dad aren't here. Listen, okay, I think I like...
Are you high?
I might have gotten punched or
Oh.
something this weekend because my lips are like I'm actually extra spitty today.
Why would,
I
might have gotten punched.
why would getting punched affect your skin?
Because I got like a big lip, I guess.
You always have big lips.
Well, that's rude.
They're very full.
Whoa, Gavin, you
Voluptuous.
said they're very full. Made eye contact with me and then licked your own lips. So
Glitter all over
That's
me.
how I always know Gavin's about to do something that I don't want him to do.
A little bit cheeky.
licks his lip.
He licks his lips. He goes, "Hey, Barbara, bring your phone over here." I'm like, what are you gonna do?
It's like David Tennant's character in Harry Potter.
Is he a bit licky?
He's like did that like this whole snake thing. That was like his tail because remember he used the polyjuice potion to be the other dude.
Wait, which one's David Tennant?
David Tennant.
Who's that? Which one?
10-inch penis?
He was the
Doctor.
doctor.
Who?
He was like 2
Doctor.
doctors ago.
What was he in Harry Potter?
He was the I don't know. The dude is supposed to go to Azkaban, got out, and then end up taking the polyjuice potion and being Mad Eye Moody.
Hey, what's her Harambe?
What?
Segways.
They had a sign up and it said something about Haram.
Dicks out for Harambe.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't fucking clue.
Marielle said it was like a Hispanic, like an important Hispanic.
No, she
thing.
said it wasn't a Hispanic thing.
Oh shit!
She said it wasn't.
I assumed it was something to do with Selena Dion.
Mariel, what is it?
How do we transition from
She
that
left.
to that?
Mariel's gone.
Yeah, she's
Mariel's gone. Does anybody know what Dicks out for Harambe is?
Dicks out for Harambe.
Fuck all of you. You are all
Speak.
useless.
Mike knows. Mike, you raised your hand. Oh, he raised his hands
All
as if
right.
he doesn't know.
So
it was a
hashtag
surrender.
RT podcast. What the fuck is dicks out for Harambe?
Hold on, I'm gonna Google it.
Are you guys checking Twitter?
You guys laughed, and then
I want Twitter to tell me. I don't want to have to Google it.
you laughed, and then you didn't actually tell me.
I just want to have to click on a hashtag.
Hashtag RT podcast.
Yeah, and people to tell me what it is.
Barbara, what was your week like? Good week?
My week was good
Why do
We
you
went
look,
swimmies.
Why do you look horrified? I'm
gassy.
because I had a moment of I couldn't remember anything I did this last week. And I thought it was going to be followed up with you being like, what did you do? And so I had that look of panic.
Oh.
We went swimming.
We went swimmies.
We did go swimming.
In a very, very warm pool.
Yeah.
Too warm?
Yeah, like a
Well,
bath.
I mean, you know how it is when we used to go swimmings with Michael and Lindsay all the time. You'd get into the water and it felt like bath water.
Yeah.
Because the water in Austin doesn't have a chance to cool down.
It's
at
the
night.
gorilla that got sniped. Right?
I don't know.
We don't know.
It's like
also, why
Winston.
would you put your dick out for it?
Black Widow shot Winston.
There's a dead gorilla. What? Why are people saying dicks out for a dead gorilla?
Why not? I
Internet's
like
a
that
fucking weird
attitude.
place. In the pool, you were like Randy, Blaine. You would not stop tackling me, trying to wrestle me,
Yeah.
circling me like a crab.
Yeah.
Wait, where was my invite to this?
You were swimming with other people.
That's true.
You were
But
off
still, where was the invite?
on the Neverland Ranch.
We all knew you were there, so we didn't invite you.
Good save.
No, I didn't know you were there, but I just didn't invite you.
I want to say that is like the crux of social media. Is like, you know, when your friends are hanging out without you, and you're like,
Do you want to explain what you did this week?
okay, listen. All right. You guys were at the pool.
Who's you guys?
I
Who's you
saw
guys?
It was Bethany, Barbara, Ashley, whatever the fuck her name is.
Megan and Nadia.
Megan and Nadia. And they're like, hey, my girls. And then I was like, I looked at the picture. I was like, oh, that looks like fun. I was like, oh, they went swimming today. I kind of wanted to go swimming. And then I looked in the background and I saw a 6-pack abs and I saw a stomach. And I was like, that's probably Aaron and Josh. All my friends are hanging out without me. That fucking sucks. So then I was like, passive aggressive. Wish I could be there. Or looks like fun.
Looks like
fun.
fun. Straight face emoticon.
You always
Yeah.
do that.
But
What do
then
you mean?
you
That's your
also
go-to.
Straight face emoticon?
No, just like, oh,
But you
that
know
looks
what?
great.
Do you know what you do though?
Sorry.
Is that you do that, and then you go and see movies by yourself, and you don't like call me or something.
well, that's different.
That's me like.
That's him hanging out with himself.
But then you
Yeah.
complain that we don't hang out.
I think he means as a group.
Yeah, like hanging out
I'm
with
a
groups.
friend.
You also texted Josh, didn't you?
Fuck.
Did you text Josh?
Maybe.
How many people did you pester about that?
I texted. I was like, oh shit. Like, I wish you guys could have called me out. And it was just Josh.
Everyone from now on, just remember every time you hang out, call Blaine.
Listen, all right.
I always call Blaine.
I don't have a lot of friends. Like outside of work, 0 friends.
Well, same here. I'm a transplant from California. I don't know anybody else outside of the Rooster Teeth staff.
Transplant.
Yes.
Okay.
As in, like, someone who's moved somewhere, transplanted to a
I feel
new
like
place.
most of us don't have a lot of friends outside
Right.
of the company.
I have probably more. The only friends that I have outside the company are just like random online friends that I've like never met.
That you
I've got.
Don't live in
fucked.
Austin.
Yeah, I
Oh,
fuck
oh, never mind. I
all
thought
of
you were
my
talking about-
online friends.
I thought you were talking about like.
That's how we become online friends.
Tinder
Is we
bubble.
fuck first.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys ever feel, this might sound kind of negative, but do you ever feel kind of trapped within this little bubble?
Yes.
Of, like, you go out with Rooster Teeth friends, you talk about Rooster Teeth. and
I'm
then-
sorry, Barbara, for making you feel trapped with my cherished friendship.
No, it actually really does suck. Because
Not in a bad way.
You know, when you're trapped like
trapped
a
in a
good
good
way.
way.
No, it sucks
Like
because
a
like
good trap.
when I'm hanging out with like Aaron, you, and Lynn being Aaron's brother. Lynn doesn't work for Rooster Teeth, and all we talk about is Rooster
Lynn.
Teeth.
Lynn's my
you know.
outside Rooster Teeth
Yeah.
friend.
Okay. I guess. Okay. Me too. We live for the same.
We have
apartment.
Lynn.
Yeah. So like, but Lynn just has to bear through us just talking about Rooster Teeth all the time, and then you just gotta like.
I think about that sometimes when, like, someone at work brings their new significant other out with us.
Yeah.
And, like, all anybody's talking about is, like, oh, what happened at work? Or this person at work said this. And it's like,
I think a lot of it, because I've been, I've done a lot of jobs and everything like that, and this job is the one where that's been the case the most, where people talk about, what goes on in the company and everything. And I think that's because we're so socially involved with each other that it is a lot of our life. So it is a lot of our topic.
It must be awful for a significant other to come for the first time to a gathering. Well, like that night I tackled you.
Yeah.
She hated it.
who did?
She wasn't there.
What? Yeah, she was.
No.
Who's she?
She wasn't.
Oh God! I
No.
get so many burps. I might throw up.
She wasn't there.
She was there.
No, she was at home.
I'm good.
No, because she came late.
Oh, and she didn't like it?
Why?
Who is she?
Oh.
My ex-wife.
Okay. All right. Fine.
No, she wasn't there.
She was there.
No, because I remember.
I remember because that was the night I met her.
This is going to go on the entire podcast.
And she was just not amused. It was just like Larry and loud.
Yeah.
And at one point, we had a little wrestle scrap in the dust, and dust was kicking up everywhere.
Yeah, and then you tackled me into like the root of a tree and fucked up the side of my leg.
And it was all fun and games.
It was all
she was
fun
just
and games.
like, these people be crazy.
That's
I
'cause
moved
we were-
from California for
These
this.
people be crazy.
We were pretty drunk too.
Well, yeah.
That's
What?
probably that.
Gavin, have we ever gotten in like a little tiff, like you and me, like a little
Oh, you wish.
wrestle?
If
we
he
have
was
to
at the
actually
pool
hang
that
out
day-
for that to happen.
You should have
Well,
seen.
if you-
You should have seen Blaine at the pool that day.
You rowdy?
This
He
is what
was
Blaine
going
kept
like
doing.
this. He was-
Blaine kept. Okay, do you remember? You know Zoidberg from Futurama.
Yeah.
No, up.
Yeah, there it is.
So Blaine would
And
do
he was
that
submerged
and
about
just
this
circle
much.
me, making that just submerge out right there where his water was, and just do that, circling me. And then every time I'd look away, he'd advance a little further close.
So did you have a little scrap, or did you just let him take you like a shark?
No, I
He was actually probably stronger in that
No.
scenario.
He'd
Blaine
try
was
to take
being
me
nice.
down, and then like we
we would
be
just
like,
flip and roll like two alligators.
and then
rolling
everybody
around.
else at the pool is probably like, look at those two gay guys hanging out, having a great time.
Having a
It's like,
game.
oh,
You did knee me in the crotch at one point.
yeah, I felt bad about that.
You used to tackle me in the pool.
I used to tackle Michael.
Non-stop.
I used to tackle you.
You
Non-stop.
never tackled me.
Well, I don't think I've ever been in a pool with you.
If Blaine,
that's
if a
true.
Blaine assumes a position right now, would you tackle him?
Wait, in a pool?
No, like right now. Like if Blaine was
Do you
kind of
have a
like
kiddie
crouched
pool?
down,
Well, not on the ground.
you're not going to take him down.
We have stunt pads. Parents aren't here, bro.
Look, arrange some
Clearly.
stunt pads. I'll give it my best.
I was on
I'll just
MDB
bounce
shoot
off
the other
you.
day,
Uh-huh.
and I had to do a little bit of a fall,
Oh, you did good too.
and I had to do like a little backwards fall, and we put pads down.
Yeah.
Those pads were nothing.
Are they the little?
Those pads
concrete.
were hard.
It's the crash pads that are
as
basically
fuck.
Yeah.
And so
like stone.
But it was fine. It was enough where it wasn't like causing damage to me where I could do a few takes. But I did the first one and I went down hard. And I'm like, all right, can't do that like that the second time because I almost knocked the air out of myself.
You'll notice that before you did that, I might have done it before you got there, but I did that same stunt exactly. And I always try to do the stunt that my actors are going to be doing just to make sure that it's cool.
Yeah.
You got more padding on you.
It's true.
I have no
Why are
idea.
you laughing?
This just sounded funny.
Does it sound like kind of like I'm like directing too serious? Is that what it
No,
is?
just
My actors.
My actors.
My actors.
My sheep. I am their shepherd.
like it's funny because you mean well, and it's very helpful that you do that.
Uh-huh.
It just sounded mega douchey.
yeah. Okay. Sorry. I
No,
like
I mean,
I
it's
like
great.
making sure my friends are safe, so I do the stunts before they do it.
There
There
you
you go.
That's a nicer way.
Get on our
Hey.
level, Blaine.
Something about the way that you phrased it the first time was like,
Yeah. There's like yeah, that's a thing.
Is this the same shoot that we did that same day that John was in?
No.
I mean,
yeah.
Oh, was it?
Can we not say the show?
Yes, I said
butt.
$1 million.
Oh,
$1 million
okay.
butt season
$1
3.
million butt. You
I
were-
just
when
wanna
does
talk-
season, when does season 3 come out?
Season 3 comes out.
August?
Barbara.
August something.
August something.
Mid-August. I think you posted a journal about it.
You heard it here first, folks. I totally posted that journal and wrote it myself.
The something of August.
What do you mean? Did you
I
not
want
write
to
the
say
journal?
it's like the 10th.
Someone gave me a template, and then I zazzed it up.
That is
Who's the
lazy.
somebody?
Don't ruin it.
Who's the somebody?
It was Becca, wasn't it?
Becca's really good at writing. She knows knowledge.
Well,
She's a
that
better
was her
writer than
job.
all of us.
Yeah.
Like, if I need something written, I'm just like, please help me.
But she's like, these are the facts that you need to convey. And I was like, got it, Beck. And then I made her double check my homework like she was my mom. And then I submitted it. Good times.
My face went through hell that day.
Oh, yeah.
I had to
Oh,
put a-
that's right.
I had to put a lot of stuff on my face and off my face and back on my face that day. It was
It's always
like,
a rough day. when
If
you
the
gotta do
audience loves one thing, it's us talking vaguely about a show that they're not going to see for 4 weeks. They love that.
August 10th.
August 10th.
that. That's less than 4 weeks.
It's raining today. My hair was kind of doing this like Hitler thing where it's just like, it's really weird. So
just
I'm,
want-
I'm- that's why I keep checking my camera angles, to make sure.
At this point, I think someone just needs to make a supercut of Blaine's segue abilities in this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really glad it rained today though, because like a bunch of birds reenacted Two Girls, One Cup on my car, and there's just like shit everywhere on it, and now it's like fucking clean as a whistle.
So into each other's mouths?
No, first into a cup and then into each other's
I'm just saying, there's a lot of shit on my car. It just looked like they just dragged like a pterodactyl just landed on my car and just shit on
like
it.
someone like slugged.
Yeah, maybe someone put their dog up there. and
What's
they just-
slug?
Well, slugged is
Slugged is when you
it usually refers to a female
get it.
excrement. No, not excrement.
I'm looking at you, Blaine. I'm like,
What's
Fe-
female excrement?
Female.
how's female excrement different from male?
Like
fe-
period goo?
No, like wet goo. Like when you're excited.
Wetness.
Female wetness when you go spread eagle and you just slug it up.
I
that a thing?
like before the podcast. I don't know why we were on the subject. We were talking about our scent, And then
Yeah.
we got onto talking about vaginas, and Gavin asked you, how does your pussy smell? And you said, like a pussy.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Now, out of context, that sounds awful.
I gave context.
You were saying that your dick smelled like
No.
No, I
coconut.
He
did not
wasn't
say my
saying his
dick.
dick.
I said I've been told that I smell like coconut.
and then I said, I've never smelt coconut on John, but
then
I've
you
also never smelt John's
And
dick.
then you said, my pussy definitely doesn't smell like coconut.
Right.
And I was like, what does it smell then?
And then
didn't
I
just
said
out
it
of the blue
smells
say,
like pussy.
hey,
We were
what's that pussy smell like?
Oi!
we're in.
Well, you also missed a line where you said, what, 7?
Yeah.
I was in like a college biology class and we were doing like an experiment that involved like chlorine or something else, and I was like, "Oh my god, this smells exactly like my cum!" Like, wasn't even thinking. It just said it really loud, and half the class heard it, and everyone was like, "That's what your cum smells like." And I was like, deep down inside, I was
Wait,
like,
wait,
"This
wait.
smells identical to my cum."
Wait,
And I was
wait,
like,
wait.
"No."
You should have been like, my gum in my mouth.
So you've got chlorine.
How does
smells
wait,
like
I have a question though. I've never even thought about
What's
this.
your
How does
semen
cum smell? I don't know.
Yeah.
How does it smell?
Oh, John doesn't smell.
I don't know how it smells. I know how it tastes.
So you never smelled it? Look, if it's going in your mouth, you're going to have a whiff of it.
She's not like a cum connoisseur. She's not gonna go like
not
swish
like-
it around.
Cum
good.
connoisseur.
Oh, an
Good head
excellent
to it.
vintage.
Wait,
I
so
can't.
Gavin, you tell me
1989,
then.
good year.
You've got quite the nose. You have to have smelled cum.
I should have spit it into a wine glass.
I
and
don't
done
know.
this
It's
thing.
like maybe like an old oyster.
Man,
Not
that
a
sucks.
fresh oyster,
Mine
an
smells
old
great.
one.
I feel like. Like whenever I smell it.
All right,
I'm
you
now,
guys-
I'm now
go back
legitimately
there.
curious.
So, well, it wouldn't matter to you
whatever
because
you
like
need to
cum is
do.
or
I just want to know
smell
what my
is
scent
relative
is.
to you.
I just
not-
want to know what my scent is.
No, I mean I wouldn't know how to describe it except for it's not as bad as poo
What, cum?
or like pee.
My cum smells fine.
What are you doing?
Smell him. Someone knows what scent is.
What do I smell like?
Do you smell like coconut?
That smells good. He smells like a nice shampoo, but like a manly shampoo.
So how would you describe the smell of it?
Cum.
Cum?
Yeah.
I have like a chlorine smelling cum.
Why do you have a chlorine smell of cum?
I don't know.
Are you just a very sterile person?
Am I being fertile? Yeah, it's super sterile with chlorine. Hey, have you ever been
Segway.
You ever been jerking off and then we're still on cum.
Ah, damn it.
And then you're like aiming it and then it you know,
Do you want to describe what you described for the audio listeners?
dirty Snapchats.
What?
Never mind.
What? Wait.
What?
Someone
You're
sent you a
asking.
Snapchat?
You're asking if that while masturbating, if we've ever cummed in our eye.
Yeah. No. Well, face.
Face.
Yeah.
That
happened?
I don't think so.
No.
No, I might have gotten my
Yeah, me
lip at
neither.
one point, maybe.
You should try it.
Nah.
Just
it's
to know
not
what
fun.
it feels like.
Cum is one of the worst substances in the world.
Why?
I hate it. It's messy.
It's got a lot of protein in
It
it.
provides life.
No.
It is the giver of life.
Nah.
A lot of protein.
No.
Protein. It's good for the
A lot of
skin.
protein.
Why do you think Barbara's guns are so big? She was showing them off before the podcast.
Barbara's got guns. Barbara's working out.
Yeah, she is.
Getting swole.
Bernie complimented me today. He's like, "What have you been doing?" And I was like, "Working out." He goes, "It shows."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Thank you." And then I ate 2 fried pieces of chicken.
Did you make the face you make whenever anybody gives you a compliment? Barbara doesn't know how to take a compliment, just like most people. And anytime someone says a comment, like, "Oh, I like your clothes," Barbara be like, "Thanks," and then make just the stupidest like face possible.
Do you hate compliments?
I don't hate them. I just don't know how to properly react.
This
to
was a
them.
talk earlier. You're like, Barbara, you look great in your dress, and she was like, ugh. Oh shit, I can't burp on command.
No, that
That's
wasn't
bad.
normal though, but it was well timed when I said that I liked your dress, and you literally just burped right in my
That was
face.
probably
was
one of
like-
the best burps I've ever had.
It was like Barney from The Simpsons.
Yo, get a girl who could do both. Am I right, fellas?
Please stop. I'm gonna break my ball over your head.
That was quite extreme.
All right. So say someone gave you a compliment right now.
Yeah.
How would you take it?
Why, could you not give me a compliment so I could see it?
I want to Gavin
It's
to
too
do a
weird.
compliment.
It's too real.
Nice pussy.
Uh,
Like that.
Yeah, that's more confusion.
it came too late. The joke's already passed. Sorry.
Oh, that was from the other conversation.
Yeah, that was the joke.
No, I just I
Punchline.
don't know how to react without seeming like I'm like expecting it, I guess.
I've
Well, like
heard
if you were to
that
say, yeah, I know.
you just say no. You just
Yeah,
say
don't say that.
You're supposed to say thank you and just that's it. If you
But
compliment
I
them
can't
back,
just
it
say
seems
thank you. Like
disingenuous.
if you're like nice dress, I'd be like thank you.
Yeah, that's what you do.
All right, here's what I do. Give me one.
Hey, Gavin,
Nice penis.
Oh, thanks.
Look at that, so natural. He took the compliment.
Then he had to
I like
drink
your
after.
shoes.
Gavin, you actually do have a
Thanks,
very
Blaine.
impressive collection of Converse.
I actually tried, because you can customize them.
Yeah.
I tried to make the most obnoxious ones because I learned you can do patterns on them.
Those are pretty good.
But they didn't come out great. Like, they're not quite the eyesore that I hoped for.
It's because you
I mean,
matched,
they're hideous.
well,
But,
you matched color like hue too much. If you'd had more like
well, I didn't go to graphics school, so I should have consulted you
right,
before.
I didn't go to graphics school either.
Graphics school.
Well, how'd you learn how to do the drawings?
Just
Practice.
do it.
Good eye.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you design me some Converse,
Actually, I would love to design you some Converse.
and then we'll make them available in the store.
That'd be fun. Except that there's no way in hell we'd ever get a collaboration with Converse.
How many
I mean, they're
pairs
pretty
of,
open to collabs.
Oh, okay.
How many pairs of shoes do you have as a guy?
4.
That I wear or just have
That I-
collected?
right.
Have collected.
Oh, I've got at least like 15 to 20 pairs in
Yeah?
the closet.
I'd say 15 pairs, but like of those, I wear 3 or 4.
What
Yeah.
about you?
Yeah, about
Because you have a
4.
lot of Converse.
Yeah, but I bin them.
You
Like, they
throw
get gammy. Like, we did $1 million butt where I had to run around someone's kitchen with soup. And then, was it your one of you couldn't walk anywhere?
Yeah, you can't walk
You have
anymore.
to
You have to run.
Ruin my shoes. Like, I always forget. Like, when we do slow-mo, guys, I always wear shite clothes, right? Lab coat, crappy shoes. I always forget on MDB that it's probably going to be a messy one as well. You got, what?
Oh, sorry.
You're just going,
Oh, I'm sorry that your Converse were ruined
We're talking about your show.
for the sake of my show.
So much talk about your show. Plugging your show
It's
so
a great
much.
show.
It's all right.
It's $1 million butt. Season 3.
I'm actually really excited about the Slow-Mo Guys episode. It's good.
Oh, is that with you?
Oh.
Yeah, shoehorn myself into that one.
That was like the only way you could hang out with Dan that time.
Listen, I fucking love Dan.
Oh, so that's how Blaine hangs out with his friends. He just gets them to be on $1
He
million
casts
butt.
them.
He
Yeah.
casts his friends.
Dan did good. He's a funny guy.
So, hey, you want to hang out this weekend? And people are like, nah. He's like, here's the call sheet.
I have a
Be here
call
at
sheet
8.
for you to be my friend.
You
Your
should
call
just do
time is 3 o'clock.
call sheet at the pool.
Yeah.
Bring your swim trunks and hot dogs.
I want to put John and Tyler in season 4. John,
Together?
probably not. I would have to. I have to like make logical pairings.
Yeah.
Nah.
No,
Why?
I don't know. Well, I guess there is an episode.
Everything's filmed individually.
I've done logical pairings on the spot, but I also love doing
random
rando.
mixed bags.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. There is
Blaine and
actually
Maggie?
Blaine
Those
and
are
Maggie. You and Maggie.
Those are some of my favorite episodes.
Fucking
the ones where
hilarious.
It's just like
Zach and Miles. Miles had never met Zach.
really.
The first time they did that thing,
They never
God,
met.
lucky.
they had met,
Miles.
but like never like conversed or like they weren't friends. They barely knew each other. I had almost actually like assure Miles that he'd be fine
I don't
with
think
Zach.
I've ever met Zach or ever spoken to him.
Well, he doesn't really
here
come
all
around
the
to
time.
stage 5 very much. He's like,
Like, I know who he is, and he's funny as hell. I never had a conversation with
I
him.
hung out with him this weekend.
stop being a
Shot a
dickhead.
video for his YouTube channel.
I'm getting to the point of knowing Zach well enough that I can like really give him shit, and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, it's so
About
much
what?
fun.
Like we went on a haunted house thing at RTX, and we pulled him out of his wheelchair, and I stole his wheelchair. Like that's how
then
much
they
into
all-
that
they all
shot.
ran away.
And I was it was so fun.
Aaron does this thing, and I only realized he did it because at RTX we were in a cab going somewhere, and we saw Zach rolling down the street like across, and he rolls down the window and he goes, "Wheelchair!" Oh no! I'm just like, shut up! What are you doing? And the cab driver's
It's funny
like,
because
looking
it's a good joke between friends, but to the public, it
Yeah.
looks so bad.
Yeah. Well, we did. I went on a little adventure with Zach and Chris once where we were trying to break into a spa at a hotel.
Uh-huh.
And we basically just let Zach lead the group of us because no one is ever going to stop the guy in a wheelchair from just going through the hotel. Or
So
like,
you're like using his gifts for crime,
yeah,
basically.
If we just like he was our cover. He's just like, you know, no one's gonna like stop him. Like, excuse me, sir, what are you doing? It's like, oh yeah, he's going where he needs to go.
Yeah, well, I know those guys used to get into. There's a bar in Austin called the Elephant Room. It's like a jazz club, but
Yeah.
it's like underground.
Mm-hmm.
They used to be able to go there when they were like 18, 19 because they would just get the service elevator that goes down with Zach, and they just sneak into the back that way, and nobody would check IDs over there.
I learned recently that the Elephant Room had a like a sinkhole underneath it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I used to go there all the time, and then I was like, oh, there's a fucking structural damage and could cave at any moment.
Elephant Room, great place for a first date.
Oh man,
Why?
All right, everybody keeps saying that.
Jazz?
We're taking a date to
Good
Elephant Room.
music. It's not too dark.
Here's my
you know?
problem with
Everyone looks
taking.
good in that light.
I just don't like live music.
Yeah, here's a problem I have
not
with
loud,
taking
though.
dates out to places like that, and I've gone to dates around that area of Austin. It's too loud everywhere, and I don't have a voice that travels very well in loud rooms, and I don't have very good hearing.
You do
so-
when you're crabby.
You have a very loud voice.
I do. I'm very loud. I'm told that all the time. But if for some reason in a room with like music and stuff, it doesn't travel. For some reason,
Is
like
your
the
voice
frequency.
the same frequency as
Yeah, it's like
Imagine like the musical notes coming out of the jazz instruments and just bashing yours.
Yeah,
as
it's
they
just
come out
like
of your
that,
mouth.
like nullifying effect. And so, like at RTX, I blew my voice out the first night at the VIP party. Like just trying to talk to all these people and those parties, like the VIP party and the industry party at RTX, both had really loud music. And so I just voice was
VIP
gone.
party had no air conditioning.
No, there was like vents,
yeah.
specific vents around the party that were.
Yeah.
It was
I
pretty
ended
brutal.
up in just like a huddle somewhere near the speakers on the dance floor with no AC.
I found
It was
Were you like cornered?
it was sweaty.
I found a slightly cool corner that I was able to sit down in, and just like people would just come up to me, and I didn't have to like walk around. And I'm like, I'm just gonna stay here all night.
See,
I
I,
sit
I
and
kept
it's cold.
mobile because
People
like
were
you
upstairs.
guys, like Bernie had like took up the second floor.
The Church of Bernie.
Yeah.
It was like Bernie and
So
Adam.
I was just like keeping moving. I'd be like, "Hey, you want a picture?" And then, like I'd walk with me. And it was way more fun because I got to move and meet more people.
I was
feel
okay
like.
sitting down, resting my feet after day one.
Yeah, that's true. You work harder than I do.
I was also in heels, so
Oh.
it's nice to sit down.
So was I, but I'm not gonna be a pussy about it. So
Made your butt look good.
thanks. Actually, I have worn heels before at a drag party. My ass looked fantastic. My legs were like
Yeah,
Do
that's
you like
like
to have meaty quads?
meaty quads. And I look good. I had like a dress and stuff like that. And then I went on a beer run like in full drag.
Did you shave your legs?
Nah.
Are there any pictures of this?
I could probably find some for the link dump. But anyways,
Was this before or after you lost all the weight?
this was well after. This was college. I was like,
Okay.
This is like Blaine Prime. But I went on a beer run.
Yeah, you're so past it now. Blake.
And I went to, it was like West Campus. I was walking around in a dress, and I had like 2 48 packs of beers on my shoulders with heels.
Get whistled at?
No,
Catcalled?
no, everybody's like, ah!
Ma'am?
kill it.
I was talking like this the whole time.
See, even if it is a good place to take a first date, I wouldn't want them to think I was into jazz. Like, I don't mind the music. It's just like, I'm not super into this or anything.
Where-
I'm just
I
like-
love jazz.
I had a themed date night where we went and saw the jazz drummer movie with I gotta fart again. The what's the guy?
I want to hear it.
No, I'm not.
I want to hear it.
Huh? Miles Teller. Yeah, no. What? Whiplash.
Whiplash.
Saw Whiplash, and I was like, I know of a jazz place, and we're just got this jazz movie. Let's go to Elephant Room. So we did. So we watched the jazz movie, then we listened to jazz.
Yeah.
How, too
Then
much
we had
jazz?
sex to jazz music.
Did you actually have
That's
sex?
hard to have sex to jazz
That's what you meant by a
music. It's so
themed date.
sporadic.
Are you like unable to have sex at a rhythm that's not to the music that you're
I don't
listening
fuck
to?
with music on.
You don't
Me
fuck with
neither.
music on.
Me neither.
Yeah, who
I
does
don't
that?
understand who does.
Yeah.
It's no
Not a bit
offense,
Barry
but
White?
I appreciate
No,
music
that's
being,
just like I would laugh if that happened.
I appreciate music being on, but I often don't think of turning it on.
I've never purposely.
That's why
turned on
I
music
need
for sex.
I need a what's the Amazon Echo?
I have one of
Oh,
those.
the Alexa.
I need Alexa.
Alexa,
Play Sexy Playlist 22.
Alexa, play corn.
Spinning.
I'm doing this for people who have Alexas because they're freaking out right now.
Yeah, because everyone listens to the
Alexa,
podcast
Simon
loud.
says, "Fuck me in the ass." You're welcome.
You're welcome, audience viewers.
Although she bleeps out her swears, so
She
she's gonna go
does. I
beep
hate
me in the
that.
beep.
Alexa, what is love? That's a good one.
What's love?
Dude, but that machine is awesome.
Yeah, when it works.
I just don't
songs all
like
the
it when
time.
I'm just having a conversation in the room and then it goes out of nowhere. Sorry, I didn't understand that. It's like, oh yeah,
Are
you're
you
listening.
talking to someone named Alexa?
No, just sometimes it thinks that's what you said. And It's
Yeah.
like, man, this thing is always listening.
I have-
This is recording everything.
I have these little things that you connect your lights to, and you can say like Alexa, bedroom on, and it'll turn your bedroom on.
The
and stuff
Wi-Fi
like
lights, right?
that. Yeah, and it's great when it works. Like when you're laying in bed, and you just say, "Hey Alexa, bedroom off," and you know all that. You don't have to get up or anything. When it sucks, it fucking sucks, and I end up like getting into Alexa's face and like, "Listen, you fucking son of a bitch." Just like I get mad.
Listen to what I'm saying.
That is like a new interesting aspect of like AI technology like that is getting mad at the AI. It's like when Siri gets things wrong.
I'm waiting for them to develop an AI that like reacts to tone, because sometimes it'd be like, "Siri, play John Carpenter," and then it'll just be like, fine.
Why was I was out with Zach
No
was
need
here.
to yell.
Zach was here for On the Spot, and we had like downtime before we went live, and he had his phone out and he was dictating a text. And every time anybody ever dictates a text, it's one of the funniest things to listen to because everyone talks the same way with this weird
They
like cadence.
Yell the
Very
punctuation
monotone.
Yeah,
too.
it's like, How are you doing?
Comma.
Question mark.
Question mark. It's always a hushed.
Yeah.
I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah.
Am I the
period.
only one that fucks people up whenever they're doing the?
We had that one time in the car where we were driving to that haunted house for an RT life or an RT recap. And Adam Else was in the car, and you were trying to get directions. And the first time you asked for directions, it mistook you asking for directions as a command to call your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
And you went, no. And so then that became a game that every time you tried to make it do, we would yell out, like, I don't know her name. It was like, call Jennifer! And Siri would actually call Jennifer. You'd have to keep hitting, like, no.
There needs
Blaine
to
didn't
be-
like that game very long.
There's so much home automation now, like you can do thermostats and you farting.
He did.
No. Keep going. You were talking.
Was that your butt just now?
No. Wait, that explosion?
No, before that.
Yeah, it was my butt. Listen, you guys feed us Chipotle before these things are
the
going to
burning
happen.
chair.
Look,
Really
but you're,
amplifies it.
you're like
I'm breaking in Bernie's
always
chair.
single, seeking the ladies. Do you really want to be farting on the internet?
Well, they're not going to fucking watch.
It's not an unattractive quality.
It's not unattractive.
No.
I could just eking out a guff.
I think I could
Hold
make
it
up
in.
for it another.
Like-
You said you have never farted around Aaron.
Because he hasn't farted in front of me. I
Well,
can't
then
be the one to break the seal.
Aaron.
He needs to break the seal.
Aaron
Be the
doesn't
woman.
fart. Aaron
I'm
doesn't
sure
fart.
he does.
No, he doesn't because I've never heard him fart too, and I'm
He
a
probably has
dude.
a sort of valve
heard him
in his
fart.
leg or something.
I haven't.
Well, I spent the night at his house, but
Yeah.
I think
I
he's
f-
worried about like becoming unattractive to me because of it. But
I
it's
fart
like,
on Aaron.
no, you'd never think that would be why he'd be unattractive. It'd be his personality.
It's true.
On that note,
The giant eagle nose.
can I say a little something? We were talking about, butts and everything like that and things around the butt
Blaine
region.
farting, right?
Yeah. Whether you're wearing a suit or sweats, you spend almost 24 hours a day in your underwear.
So I discovered something. I don't know if this is one of those things where it's like you stand to pee or you stand to wipe or you sit to wipe.
Right.
You guys were talking about how your key cards attached to your belt loop would go on the floor of the bathroom when you went
Yeah,
poo.
and if you're in two stalls next to each other, you can see someone else's.
Well, I was saying because we got ID cards for all employees.
Yeah.
That if you're doing a number 2 and someone sits down in the cubicle next to you, typically they're on the right side. Their ID badge will like land on the ground and come under the side. It's like,
can
oh,
I identify the poo?
I'm pooing next to Jeremy today.
But then I thought, you don't put your pants all the way to the ground when you take them off to
Yeah,
go.
you do.
I don't.
That's because you're a girl and you don't have like balls and penis to like bounce. Because we've got to like spread our legs. So you're cool to just
Do
do
you
this,
actually
I
have to
think.
spread your legs that much when you go poo?
A little bit.
Well, you can't.
Because
do it
mine,
like
I
this.
just put mine down to like
Yeah,
the knee
I've never
area.
peed like pressing my knees together.
Because
in my life.
you guys tuck.
never poo
right? You
either.
tuck it down.
Yeah.
And stuff so that you can kind of.
Well, we're also not sitting like this.
Right.
Even when you're sitting like this, it's like
No,
you still don't need.
this is pooping.
No, this is poop form.
Hey, you ever use the? You ever use
Photoshop a
the?
toilet
what are they
there.
called?
Mark.
Squatty potty?
You ever use a squatty potty?
No,
No.
because I'm not an idiot.
They're bullshit.
What is that?
It's like it's this little piece of furniture that goes around the
Oh,
toilet.
like the leg stand.
It looks like a little step.
So you're pooping like this because they say that opens up your colon the way it's supposed to be.
Bullshit.
And then we have one in the bungalow.
That is not an actual squatty potty, though.
but it reenacts the thing.
But it's not the same.
height.
It's not the same height, and it's not the same make of the actual
I
squatty
don't care
potty.
about the make. It's just a
It's
step.
an off-brand.
Well, it has to be the right
plastic
I
angle.
could
It's not
take a bunch of
conducive
these
to
wood
shitting.
blocks and pile them around a toilet, and that'd be a squatty potty.
Yeah.
That thing doesn't work though. I've tried it.
Yeah, it does not open up your colon.
I actually believe that commercial that they did, which is a brilliant
there
commercial.
it is. That's the exact same height as the one
yeah,
we
and I
have in
feel
the
like you
office.
actually need the toilet to be shaped differently.
Yeah, but the
She's
one
shitting
we
her
have,
pants right now.
the one
She
we
is.
have is angled though, where the feet are. I don't know
Hey.
if that matters.
What?
The feet are angled on ours.
One time I was
Oh.
constipated and I was like, hopefully this will help. Like in the squatty potty commercial, I like lifted my legs while I was taking a shit. And I was like,
Did you just fart again?
huh?
Oh,
No, that
okay,
was the
sound
chair, I think, that time.
I'm worried that if
You
I
farted, didn't
No.
you?
I'm worried that if I like because people used to poo in holes,
Yeah.
like properly squatted
People
down.
still do.
But I'm worried that my anus will come out too far.
Oh, like a prolapse?
Yeah,
From what?
That
just from
really
being in that position.
doesn't
Like when if your
happen.
legs are hiked too high, you're.
I mean, you're not launching a missile, dude. Just take your time with it. Don't.
I just like the regular sort of evolution of poo position that we've currently found.
Torpedo one, fire!
like the evolution of man thing.
Yeah,
I want to see that the evolution of the poo position.
yeah, just like.
slowly
Becoming
gets
very
more
And the phone
frustrating.
comes out in the last one.
So I want to predict some iPhone technology, right? There's a lot of home automation, temperature, lights and that, alarms. There needs to be a button on the phone that just says, good night, I'm going to sleep. Turns off all the lights, makes it cold, sets the alarm, right? And then in the morning, you just pick up your phone. It's like, oh, you're awake now. Undo all that stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff you have to do before you go to sleep.
Well, the Alexa actually could do that kind of stuff. If you hook, like, if you have a Nest, if you have Wi-Fi lights, you could say like bedtime, and you could program that to turn everything off and to change your thermostat.
You just want the Jetson lifestyle.
I just want it on my phone.
Yeah.
Like, my phone is the hub. Like if I feel like if I just dock it late at night, it should be like, yeah, he's gonna sleep.
Or what's that thing called from that thing that controls like the whole ship in that space movie?
Computer?
Yeah. No, not the computer. It's like, I'm sorry, I can't do that to you.
Oh,
HAL 9000.
HAL,
HAL
that's the
9000.
one. Okay.
In
I was just completely
2001?
blanking. Yeah. Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
I mean, some of that is a good movie.
I mean, that's
The
essentially...
bit with the monkeys isn't a good movie.
No, it's great.
And the bit after, where it's just like this gnarly, weird crap, isn't a good movie.
No, it's good.
Space bit's cool.
Wait. I have something, before we get too far from talking about potties, I have a question. I'm wondering if anybody else is affected like this by something that's on TV, and you guys talking about them seeing the squatty potty reminded me. Is anybody else deeply like disturbed by those toilet paper commercials with the bears?
Oh, yeah.
Charmin?
Charmin, yeah. There's ultra strong, ultra
Charmin
soft.
Ultra.
Yeah,
This is more.
they like it's these bears that are shitting in the woods, but then they have toilet paper and they're reenacting all the things that are bad about toilet
there's,
paper.
like,
and then
toilet paper stuck
they
to their
like
asses.
they shake it around their butt, and they have like toilet paper stuck to their feet. I'm highly disturbed every time I see those goddamn commercials.
It could
What,
be
you want
worse.
a human to be wiping toilet
I don't
paper?
know, but it's for some reason it's like naked bears that are like using toilet paper.
Most bears are naked.
Yeah, most Nair bears are naked.
I like that. That's a circle of how this goes, where Blaine was making fun of me, and then you make fun of Blaine.
I'm just
Nice
sitting here.
bit.
I do agree, but like, how else? Are you gonna
Everyone's moist.
How else are you going to
There
communicate?
they are. See that? What's the fuck is that?
Shush,
Come
shush,
on.
shush.
It's a bear with little Grogans.
Why is his asshole on his hand? Look at his hand. Why is his asshole there?
That's not an asshole.
No, look at his
That's
hand.
more like a vagina.
Where is the bear's asshole?
on his hand.
It's between his back legs. Isn't
No,
it?
they didn't show the picture.
I'm trying to figure out because that's not
It's
his
under
ass.
the tail.
No, look at his hand.
Well, it'd be
or is that a vagina?
the
Someone's
ass,
little butt
the
on his
anus would be kind of where that toilet paper piece is right there
Like
below
the
the tail.
second to last one.
Yeah, that's
look,
the anus.
Look at his hand.
Who has?
Why did they wipe that high then?
Yeah, it's stupid. I hate these commercials.
Why is he looking at a mirror to look at his ass?
Yeah,
Listen, you gotta
I mean,
check.
can you see
You
your
gotta
own
make sure you
anus?
got all the pieces.
Huh?
Can you see your own anus?
Yeah.
have you ever looked at your anus?
I
Like, have you ever seen your butthole?
I
no.
have, yes.
You need a mirror to look at the anus.
Have you ever looked at your asshole in the mirror?
That's why I just
No.
asked.
Yeah, I do. I have.
I do. Is that a regular thing?
You have it?
I mean, when I'm manscaping, you know.
For
Go with
someone-
tail down
Manscape
there.
the butt.
For someone as
Yeah.
obsessed with butts and anuses as you are, Gavin, I'm shocked that you haven't looked at yours in the mirror.
It'd probably
I mean,
be
I
hard
don't-
to go through the forest of hair that I assume is back there.
It's hair.
You're
I
a
mean,
hairy
I
mu-
don't need
You
to see that.
Just part it? But you're
Part-
obsessed with anuses.
No, just everyone has one.
But you bring
You
up
heard it here
anuses
first,
at
kids.
least once a podcast.
Everyone has an anus.
I once met a guy who didn't have a belly button.
Ew.
Wait, how's that work?
I don't know. Like, how did he get born?
He's a clone.
Wait, does that?
No,
That's
that's
your umbilical
impossible.
cord.
It's totally impossible. Unless
There was nothing unless like
Surgical.
Did he have an accident where he got grafted or something?
he was wearing swimming shorts.
He probably
And
had
his-
his shorts up too high.
His gut was here, but yeah, maybe it was under the shorts. Maybe,
Maybe
he
it was
just
like
had it
below the
some
gut.
people
like in
wear
his
it pretty
crotch.
high up.
Yeah.
But he was just like completely smooth. I was like,
maybe he used to be overweight and then he got excess skin and then now it just like he just tucks it into his swim trunks.
Are you creeped out by outies?
It depends. I
I
mean,
prefer
how like,
BMWs.
how
Yeah, so that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for the RT podcast. We appreciate your patronage. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
outies. It depends on like how outy it is. You know,
Like a pretty pronounced outie.
Like Roadhog.
Like if you were dating a girl. Blaine,
okay,
you,
funny hypothetical, but okay, go on.
For some reason, haven't been physical yet, and you really liked her. You had a couple really good dates, and you were totally into her. She was beautiful, and then you take off her shirt one day, and it's just like, like giant,
Like a
outie.
nub.
Yeah.
I mean, I've dated girls that have like really flat stomachs.
What
and
if it's
then
like an
kinda
end of a thumb?
sticks
But
out
yeah,
a little
what
bit.
if it's like that, like.
Then no, because then she's got like a micro penis staring at me.
But it's her belly.
You'd be like having sex and just be something like right there,
Rubbing.
just be bumping you every time you
Would
go
you
at
suck it?
No,
Just
I
like lick the
wouldn't.
tip.
it would be like I would be penetrating her and she would be penetrating me. Like
Into your belly button?
Yeah. So we're like Legos. We're just like
Oh, it's just
Let's spit again.
I feel like if your penis was in her vajois, you wouldn't be able to align belly button.
Hey, Gavin, spell Vajwa.
V-A-Z.
It's not true. I've dated girls that have like different sized torsos, you know, so it's like some
Yeah, but-
short girls.
They're under. You have to like get low.
It could be over.
Hold on. I think you could probably work that.
Would you two like to demonstrate?
Well, we're two dudes. Of course we'll line up.
You could pretend that you have a vagina. Why don't you sit on top of Blaine?
All you gotta do is just tuck it back.
I think there's a way to do it.
To what?
Connect
To-
belly buttons.
Yeah, I'll try it next time. Whenever that'll be. Yeah.
You should just shove tiny magnets in both of yours and see if they clip together during.
Oh, okay, that's a good experience.
Oh, they might nip the skin though.
Oh, okay. That wouldn't be good.
Do you think anyone's ever died from those small magnets that go up your nose? Or like that went up their nose?
Pardon?
Like if you had a big magnet and you had a little one, do you think a kid has ever like lodged one in his nose and then like
Pulled it further back?
like just shot it
yeah,
into
I'm
his
sure
own
that's
brain?
happened.
Probably.
Gross.
I'm sure there's been multiple magnet-related deaths.
Magnets can be super dangerous.
Yeah, I've like cut my fingers really bad, like by playing with magnets, and they like nicked the skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are some like big fat ones that will slam together with enough force to just like annihilate your hand.
Yeah.
Your
Isn't that like
fingers
a-
would explode off.
Isn't that a way to generate like heat and energy? Is like magnets pushing together at high speeds and height? I don't know.
Is it?
Talk about science, everybody. Fuck you.
Electricity creates, you can coil it for magnetism.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Crush cans and stuff.
I thought magnets can be some sort of, I don't know.
Magnets good.
So SDCC happened.
It did.
Did you go?
No, I didn't go.
Do you ever go back to California?
Last time I went to California,
Do you miss it?
I do. I actually miss it from like a touristy perspective now. I don't miss living there. I lived there for 27 odd years of my life. So I was quite over it. But now I kind of just miss a little bit of like, I miss mountains. There's no mountains here in Austin. It's just flat.
There's hills.
It's not a mountain. I miss the beach. I was very close to the beach.
There's a
Yeah.
lake.
That's not the same. I miss like
Trying to sell
Disneyland and
Austin
stuff
to
like
you.
that. I went out and visited the Funhouse guys in December. Me and Bruce went and saw Star Wars.
I had a really, really like personal moment, I think with Bruce, where it was my first time in Los Angeles. It was like really early on, I think before even Funhouse was like a thing. And I was like, are those over there? Is that smog or are those mountains? And he's like, those are mountains. I was like, oh, okay.
There's a lot of smog.
That was your first time in California?
He was like, yeah, it was fairly recent when I went. It was a couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah, my first time in California was I went to LA with Bernie and Gavin one time. Forget what for.
Did you know
It was
those were
like some
mountains
sort of
in the distance on the horizon?
party. Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
tell the difference.
I lied about that story.
We drove down the coast there and went to that seafood place.
PCH.
PCH had seafood, had giant Coronas. It was a nice trip.
I went there.
You remember that pretty well.
I want to go. I
was
want to
my first
go
trip there.
visit San Francisco. I love San Francisco. I'd love to visit the kind of funny guys out there, and then just bung
A
around San
lot of
Francisco.
homeless people in San Francisco. Did not know that.
It's because their houses are everything's fucking expensive as hell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good talk. Where else is expensive to live? Let's just talk about that for a while.
Austin's
London.
pretty bad.
London.
Sydney.
I went to San
Keep going,
Francisco
keep going.
with Bernie to go see
New York.
Star Wars guys.
You did.
Lucasfilm.
Did
Where
you
was
do a
that at?
podcast with them?
Yeah, Star Wars show. Huh?
Where was that?
Their Lucasfilm is based out of North San Francisco.
Have you played that Vive demo?
Fuck
with,
yeah, dude.
The Star Wars.
It was incredible.
It's
You-
way cool.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
fun.
I talked to you about that whole Lucasfilm visit, and you didn't seem very excited about it.
No, well, there was two elements to it. Leading up to it, I wasn't allowing myself to get excited because, like, of course, it's Lucasfilm. It's like my mecca. But I really felt like you guys were pranking me again.
Oh,
So I didn't want to get too excited about it. And then when I got there, it was fucking thrilling. They pranked me twice, though. One, I don't know if we're ever going to release it, but they basically, Bernie convinced me that he wasn't actually there. And I was standing in the lobby with like my check-in bag, and I was late for my flight. So I was just standing there, and the security guard was telling me to leave. And I was calling Bernie, and I was like, Bernie, help me. And he was like, I'm in Austin, dude. He's like, you got fucking got. And I was like, this is the worst. And
And
then
you flew all
Why
the way
did
out there.
he do that?
and then they came out with like a camera crew and was like, oh, good one, guys.
I feel like you've already had the maximum amount of prank that
Well-
one person should be able to take.
It fucking sucks.
Nah, we
it's
go
like
further.
if people keep trying to want me to hate Star Wars. They're trying to ruin Star Wars. I'm sorry, I had a seizure. The other one was I was on there, and then they kept on calling me the world's biggest Star Wars fan, as if I always have said that. I always say I'm a big Star Wars fan. I've never said I'm the world's biggest Star Wars fan.
But you're sort of one of those corrected Star Wars fans, where it's like, actually, I think we'll find.
I mean, yeah, every now and then I'll throw in one of those, but I'm not going to claim that I'm the world's biggest. But anyways, they kept calling me that, and I was like, okay, something's about to happen. And then Pablo Hidalgo, who's their canon master, came in and quizzed me.
Yeah, even in the video, you could tell that you weren't very excited about that title and the trivia.
No. Well, they asked me 4 questions. I got 2 wrong, and I got 2 right.
And they only showed the 2 wrong in the video.
Is there anything you guys think that you're top experts on?
Not top experts, but I got a pretty high knowledge of comics.
Yeah. What do you think, high-speed cameras or something?
Phantoms. I don't know much about other brands of high-speed cameras.
It's Phantoms.
Pretty good at Phantoms.
You did that video where you explained how shutters work, and you actually sounded pretty intelligent. I'm sure a lot of it was scripted, but
Yeah, well, with that, you end up learning about how photography works too.
Yeah.
I really like that video. I wish
That's
you would
always
do
my
more.
Probably
favorite
the
slow-mo.
most work I've put into a video. That
Oh,
took me
yeah.
ages to make that one.
It's because it wasn't just go out, set up the camera, set up the stunt, do it.
Yeah.
Get
It was
Dan.
you had to film a bunch of footage, and then you got extra footage of showing how the blurring happens or how the shutter goes downward when you're moving, and so there's shifting in the frame. And so you went and got B-roll,
Also,
and then you did voiceover, and that's a whole thing.
yeah, I had to talk a lot, but also the hardest part of that was the camera shutters so fast that our Phantom isn't fast enough to film it. So I had to lower the resolution to about a tiny box like this, but then take a plate of the whole frame because I was only filming the
Yeah.
sensor in the middle.
I helped you film that.
Did you?
Yeah, I was the one who was you were like, hey, do you know how to use the Canon 1D? I was like, yeah. He's like, come here.
Oh, yeah.
And so I set it up and everything, and I was the one pushing the button on the camera while you'd push the button on the Phantom.
Yeah. So
Hard day's work.
basically,
2 guys pushing buttons.
in that frame where I show the shutter move down, the whole frame is actually only at 2,500 FPS, except the bit with the shutter is just a tiny square of 10,000 FPS. So I had to take a plate of a much bigger frame and make sure not to bump the camera so I could...
Movie
Yeah, it was
magic.
I've never done that before. It was technical.
People if I ever go to conventions and stuff like that, and it's only they only send a couple of us out at a time, and and fans will come up and they'll be like, oh, ask them about Bernie, ask them about Gus. They'll be like, oh, did Gavin screw this thing up? And I'll kind of stop them and be like, Gavin's legitimately one of the smartest people I know. He's
Don't
he knows
say
a
that.
lot.
Don't ruin the illusion.
No, he's I always defend Gavin because I'm he knows a lot. He's really savvy. So,
I like it
I like to
when
learn.
Dan starts talking smart.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
get him talking about guns or something.
I like it when Dan starts talking smart.
Yeah, because that's how I sound,
With that
bitches.
He
party
knows a
mouth
lot
of-
about weaponry and explosives.
And I know nothing about it.
and nothing about girls.
Dan?
He strikes out a lot. Dan has a reputation for being
he tries with everybody.
this absolute pussy slayer. But really, he just he'll do something and
Does
then
he
he'll,
smell like coconut?
he'll say the lamest thing and the girls will just be like,
Bye.
why'd you say that? And then they'll just be totally done with him and he'll be like, oh.
But then
See,
1 out of
actually-
every 50 will be like, okay.
See, Dan versus Blaine, I have a sniper approach. I identify something, I target, I focus in, I hone in, everything's
And
good.
Dan's behind you with a whaling net.
With a shotgun.
Shotgun.
Dan's sawed off.
He's kind of like a sprinkler. He'll
radius.
just rain on everything.
I think
And
Dan's
hopes to get one thing
People
away.
have different approaches.
I think Dan's actually a nicer person than you.
Ooh.
Oh,
In
he
what
is.
way?
I don't know. He was anytime I've ever been involved with Dan or been around him, he's a genuinely just amiable guy.
Dan-
loves to strike up a chat just about anything.
He legitimately expresses interest in what you're saying.
Yeah, you don't give a fuck
Whereas-
about talking to people.
Well, Dan doesn't. He's just feigning
Then he's
interest.
good at faking
He's
it.
good at it.
I would rather have real interactions with people.
Okay, that's fine.
You know who's cool? Is your PA, Charles. That guy's awesome.
Charles is top.
Charles.
Charles
I love
is
that
top.
your PA is named Charles as though
Yeah.
he's some sort of
And
refined
English.
butler.
And they're both British.
So say you just met me. I don't know. What do you think of when you met me? Just normal guy?
No, I thought you were nice.
Yeah.
He said, this is
Because-
crazy, here's my number.
Because you meet someone for the first time, it's like, hey, make a good impression.
Yeah.
Dan is doing that still.
Yeah.
Nobody knows Dan.
He keeps it up. I do the same thing though. I'm
But
same
I
as
would
you.
rather, as time progresses, have genuine interactions with people. So instead of being like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really interested. If
No, I
I'm
understand
not,
that.
and if I was telling someone something, and they're like, cool, make me keep talking about it, and they actually didn't care,
Yeah.
I'd be like, why'd you do that?
No, I'm a total piece of shit, and I don't want people to be like me.
I just want to be blunt and honest.
yeah.
I mean, that can be perceived as rude, but I would rather not have a fake interaction with someone.
I'm agreeing with you, Gavin.
We're also talking to a load of people here,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
Good interactions with Gavin. I can sense when he's not in the mood for it, and he'll just be like,
You
"Oh,
actually invited me over to your house just to play video games once.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Meg was out.
Come on over. I was lonely.
That was really fun. We had a good
played
time.
some
We just played some Halo.
Drank. I think I only.
We drank a little something.
supposed to watch The Matrix.
Feel like you missed the boat a little bit, Blaine. On the old balls in
Wasn't
your
it supposed to be in March?
balls in your court now, Blaine.
Your cat is mental.
Yeah.
I remember that distinctly, that your cat, and I don't own cats. I've never owned a cat. And so anytime I've ever been around cats, like I stayed with Jack for a while, and he's got a bunch of cats. And cats are the weirdest thing when you've just owned dogs your whole life. Your cat would just have like cocaine moments.
Yeah. He was
where
very young.
Smee would just like, you'd have Smee there, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, is like someone shoved a cattle prod up Smee's anus.
Do you feed him catnip?
And
No.
he just would do crazy laps.
Well, he was a young male cat. He was like less than a year old, I think.
Yeah.
Then.
So he still had like kitty energy,
Yeah. He's a little bit mellow now.
except for the bite on your hand that he gave
Oh,
you.
dude, don't let him outside. He doesn't. He's an indoor cat. He doesn't know how to handle the outside world.
Joe's the same way. Joe's never outside anymore. And
He
Joe,
used to always be outside.
yeah, he used to always be outside, but Joe's gotten lazy and depressed, and so he stays inside all the time. And so, and I go and watch the cats a lot when Bernie and Ashley are out. And every single time that I go watch them, I know where Joe's going to be. I can go upstairs. He's going to be on Bernie's bed. And he'll be there, and I'll say hi to Joe, and he'll just like not move, and I'll pet him, and he'll make some noise, and that's about it. And last time I went up there, he wasn't there, and I was like, wow, he's actually not around. And so I couldn't find him. I was walking around, and I went outside, and I was up on like their balcony outside, and I heard a little mew, and I saw him down like hiding on a fence, like, oh, it's Joe. And I went down there, and I started petting him. Joe legitimately like was fighting / playing with me, and like swiped at me. And Joe's never done that. He wasn't like being mean, but he was like getting frisky.
Do you think like because he's outside, like their defenses are up because they're
I
just
think
like
so. Like,
around
my-
other wilderness?
Yeah.
and,
I used
you
to
know?
let my cat outside more, and sometimes he'd come back panting, and I'd be like, oh man, he must have overheated. But it turns out whenever he goes outside, he just starts breathing really heavily and will just start panting, and then he won't want to be touched or anything.
Is it like a sensory
Cool.
overload or something for
I don't know what it is. I just keep him indoors now.
I remember being an intern, and Joe got under a truck, and I was like, oh, wow. This classic Rooster Teeth moment, chasing Joe the cat under a truck. That was my Joe story.
Took us like an hour to get him out of there. I remember.
Yeah.
It was like a big truck too, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
some like moving truck.
Yeah. Classic Joe. Silly Joe.
Were you there? This was when we filmed that Pokemon Go RT Life out by the movie theater next door. Something like fell over and almost hit Bernie, and he reacted like this. And he said that that's his like instinctual reaction now to things when
Yeah.
they scare
Bernie's
him.
very proud that he's a fighter, not a flighter. He will punch
Flighter.
anything
A
that
flighter.
startles him.
That's
He's a
why
fighter, not a
trying to
flighter.
prank him is going to be hard.
Cool, 'cause you get punched.
When I inevitably going to try to prank him, he will.
Have you got
fuck me
anything planned?
You guys missed him wiping out so hard on his scooter the other day.
Bernie did?
up. I heard he ate shit during the Monday morning meeting.
No,
he
this
looks
was
like an idiot. Anybody
so-
who's on those hoverboards looks like an idiot.
We had
I
lunch.
like that thing. I mean, I took out some shelving last week, but
It's fun.
it's fun.
It's really fun.
Sorry, Barb. What are you
Although-
saying?
We had a big company lunch on Friday. We had a visitor here.
Yeah.
And Bernie like rolled in on his scooter and he went back behind where the washing machines are. You know, there's like that ramp that goes up there. And all of a sudden we heard like a smash and we turn around and Bernie's upside down off the ramp. And everyone's like, oh shit, are you okay? He's like, I'm fine.
He's such a big guy.
But there's nothing
too.
worse than hurting yourself in public like that. And then everyone asking you, are you okay? You're okay? And you're like, yeah, stop.
Yeah, and,
My-
and you're like flustered because you've just fallen down.
In front of like 50, 60 people.
My instinct is to laugh when I'm in pain in front of people, just to be like, it just happens.
Yeah.
I don't mean to, but I think it helps pull things off a little bit more gracefully.
Well, it reminded me of that video that Rooster Teeth put out years ago of Bernie trying that Tony Hawk
Skate,
skateboarding.
The ride game.
That was so funny.
And Jack's laugh is so great.
Yeah.
He can't hold the camera still because he's laughing so much.
Pissing his pants.
Hey, if
were
I
you,
want,
were
if
you
I,
anything to do with immersion that we just filmed?
The one at RTX?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about it?
You directed that
I
one.
conceptualized it and I was co-directing with Daniel.
Oh yeah, you're bickering with Daniel. But Bernie trying to deliver lines whilst walking down the stairs, I could not keep a straight face because he would be looking forward at the camera and not really thinking about his footing. So he would either get to the bottom of the stairs and think there was another step, or he would be just thinking about it too much. Or sometimes he would just land hard on one of the steps and his line would be like, no, he'd be like, this day on Imagine. It would make me laugh. So there must be like 10 minutes of outtakes of that.
Well, one take, he was like, he came up to me and Danny was like, I'm going to fall. Just watch their reactions. And we're like, okay. So he starts at the top. He's like, welcome to Emerge. And then I like watched you guys and you guys were like, and he just held perfectly still in the staircase.
Yeah, he was messing with us. We can actually see him. That was what was funny about it, is he was coming down the stairs behind us, and we were just looking forward to the camera, just listening and waiting for him to mess up his lines or fall down the stairs.
How fast was he walking down?
Normal speed.
Why don't you just like saunter down? That's easy to go down slowly.
Yeah, but if you're delivering lines and you're trying to hit like talking points and look at the camera, you're not really focusing on your legs coming downstairs.
I do remember you fucking up your line multiple times in Australia when we filmed the Space Invaders immersion.
Yeah,
Because you had to intro it for like the first time, I think.
yeah. Being a scientist is a lot harder than being a lab rat.
Nah, bullshit.
Well,
You have to memorize lines.
a lab rat, you just literally show up and do the event, and
Yeah,
it's
but
like all natural reactions.
Oh,
Scientist is
Prep.
memorize this paragraph.
Oh, but that's so easy.
Well, for you.
For you.
How many ad reads do we have? I think you need to do an ad read.
Do not read.
Put it in there. Segue. Great segue.
Sorry, you master segue, Blaine Gibson.
Blaine. The internet's Blaine Gibson.
The internet's own Blaine Gibson.
Has being verified got you more vag? Sorry, ad read.
The suspense of the answer to that.
Vajoie.
We'll have to wait. Hey, this episode is brought to you by...
We have so much nature bucks at the office. It's awesome.
They come in these... You can buy them in, like, the most bulky bags. And so we have, like, in giant bags of, like, dried pineapples and stuff.
And then the people here who help refill all of our snacks put it in these, like, little turny
little
machines.
little
So you can
vending
just
machines.
dispense it into cups. It's
Yeah.
awesome. Best way to eat it.
I have
Vending
a...
machines that you don't have to pay for are one of the best things in life. Like, it's
Like-
like that scene out of Big, where he just throws something at the Coke machine and a Coke comes out.
Right.
You almost
movie.
feel like
Like,
you're
it's a
cheating the
dream.
system.
Yeah.
Well, it's like have you ever played, like, an arcade game without having to put in coins for the arcade
Yeah,
game?
put it in free play mode.
That's
Yeah.
like drugs. That's
Yeah.
like getting free drugs.
This.
Yeah.
Out of a vending machine.
We were talking about...
You just asked Blaine a question before.
Oh, you
right?
asked him about if he got puss because he's verified. Let's talk about your puss.
No, it's not. Same amount. Same amount.
How does it feel to be verified, Blaine? Internet's Blaine Gibson.
I think it happened while you were on set, didn't it? For $1 million? No, maybe not.
It's a made-up thing. It means nothing. It has no value whatsoever. But I'm legitimately upset that you got it before I did.
Hey guys, raise your hand if you're verified.
I don't want to be that guy.
No.
Hey, Gav.
This is us bullying John, but fine. I'm gonna be the
You'll
white
get it
knight.
someday, bro. People
Yeah,
will
it's-
know you're real someday.
I mean, Becca just got verified. I think everybody's going through. And,
I think Caleb did too.
yeah, he did.
Come on,
Well,
Caleb.
to be fair, he should be, because he's like King Frisbee.
Yeah, he is.
They do verify.
Is that how they?
Frisbee.
Is that how they verified?
I heard he was like talking to someone and he's like, I'm really good at frisbee, and they're like, I'm sure you're good at it, and he's like, no, like I'm one of the best, and then he like grabbed a frisbee and threw it at a wall and just shattered the frisbee.
To be fair,
That's fucking
he
cool.
was the
Mic
top
drop.
scorer on his team all year.
I
So
mean,
he is really good.
And
Yeah,
he missed
no.
games to get married,
He
and
did.
he was still top scorer.
shit.
I can't believe he's married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb to me is still like 16 years old.
He's still
He's
PP
still
Moo
how
How
Cow
old
PP.
is he?
I think he's 27.
Yeah, he's older than me. I always forget that. It's
Yeah.
weird.
But no, I still think of him as like a 16, 17-year-old kid.
Marriage.
Because that's when I met him. He was like that age. And you were 15 when I met you.
Ho!
And now you're
28.
How old were you when I met how was I when I met you?
Hey, kids, strokes are a real
Let's
problem.
try that
Look for
again.
the signs.
How old was I when we met?
It was 2013, so
Wait, was that the year that I was your guardian?
yes. Oh no, you met me the year before, didn't you?
I saw
What
you
did you
too.
just
No,
do?
I didn't meet because I remember I walked in, got my bag for registration. I was leaning down, putting the thing in my backpack, and I look over, and then you were just standing there, and then we just like looked at each other, and then I just continued on with my day.
Did you ever try and date Barbara?
No, I put her in
Not
the
to my
friend.
knowledge.
I put her in the friend zone really quick. I was
In
like,
your friend zone, or you were in her friend zone?
I put her in my friend zone. I was like, listen, I have plenty of girlfriends.
You didn't want any of this?
Yeah, and I was like, let's just be friends.
Listen, I have plenty of girlfriends. You're
no,
just
I was,
excess.
I was her personal assistant or whatever. That's not really a position of dominance. So I'm not gonna
It
be
is
like,
for
Do you have to
me.
be? Do you have to be in a position of dominance to hit on a girl?
no, not necessarily.
Well, I
Hey, I got a question.
understand it.
Hey, I got an answer.
I got a question for you and you. You ever dated a girl taller than you?
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
No?
Dated girls that are older than me.
Dude shorter than you?
Yes.
Yeah? No problem?
He
Why?
was technically shorter than me, but I always wore flat shoes and he always wore sneakers, so he like made himself a little taller than me.
Yeah.
John,
And
are
I
you
was-
asking because you're talking to a girl that's taller than you?
No, I was legitimately curious if you had dated someone taller than you
I
because
think
you
it might
just
be.
said you had to be. You were talking about being dominant,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if like you can be if you personally can feel dominant if the girl's taller than you.
I didn't like it because for me personally, I dated a guy who was about half an inch shorter than me, but he was also like much skinnier than I was.
Yeah,
So I felt very masculine in the relationship.
you didn't like that.
I did not like that.
It's-
You need to feel.
Since then I have come into my own more and have become more confident in my height.
What?
Did you fart again?
No.
he was just making
I
fun of
went-
you.
Come into my own.
Oh, thanks, Blaine. I'm talking about some serious
Yeah.
Wacky
issues here.
podcast.
No, I used to be really
Did you see
self-confident
the
about my
Jenga game at the
height.
beginning?
Whoa, that shit was mad.
So since then, it's not that big of a deal. So if you think at this point, if you were to date a smaller man, you would not be. If you were attracted to him,
Yeah,
it would not be a problem.
it wouldn't be a problem, but I still would want to feel feminine in a way. So I'd want him to be
You find yourself drawn more to masculine men.
yes,
Why are you dating Aaron?
tall, and because he's tall and muscular,
Yeah, he's
and,
pretty beef.
He's also one of the most
So
like.
what if a guy was like
and
skinny?
nice and smart and funny and sweet.
What if a guy was skinnier, shorter, but he was just funny as heck?
You gotta have balance. You gotta still be sexually attracted to the person.
Okay.
Interesting.
You know,
Okay.
What you got going on?
Huh?
you gotta like his peen.
You got a tall lady? You don't?
I went out with a tall lady. It wasn't a problem.
Did
she
you-
wasn't like giant over me, but she was like a couple inches taller.
Well, if you're pretty tall, so she must be pretty tall.
Yeah. How
and she's so she's
How
probably
often
used
do you
to
go
it
on
and very
dates?
confident in it.
Not excessively.
Did you do the Tinder thing?
I did the Tinder thing. Tinder thing is fine. I found that Tinder. Not everybody goes on. This is what I deduced from Tinder. Not everybody goes on Tinder to actually set dates. Because I actually had a good amount of discussions with people on Tinder, and we'd be having like good rapport, and it varied from like a short conversation to like maybe a conversation over a couple days, and it would lead to like talking about a date. Even they might even suggest, let's meet up. And then when it would come down to the final details, either the time or the place, that's when the conversation would end. They'd drop off the map, and that would be it.
Do you think it gets too real for some people?
It's a possibility. But the silly thing was that I am not a confident person when it comes to dating. I am not a confident person when it comes to being out with someone in like that kind of format. But I just fucking fake it. I'm like, we're all freaking out. None of us knows what we're doing. We're all just flying by the seat of our pants. I'm just gonna just jump in and do it.
I think that's quite common in guys, is that you may seem confident the first time you go on a date, but you're just totally fake. You're just totally faking.
Oh, my mind is just racing the entire time. If I am out on a first date with someone, now I give off the air of someone who can talk and who's got high energy and that kind of thing, but it's all just a front. I'm acting almost so that I can actually, like, if there's a lull in conversation, that's the scariest thing in the world to me.
There's also nothing worse than being on a date with someone who doesn't know how to keep a conversation going. So you're just constantly there,
Like your
like,
one word answer guy?
yeah, like that, like where I was just like pulling for any type of response and any type of conversation where I'm just like, oh my god, could I please go home now?
That sucks.
It's also, I went out with a girl once, and she was a really nice girl, and we had an okay time, but I found that it actually is a really big problem if the other party never asks anything about you. And that's not coming from ego, but that's just coming from like being able to have a conversation
being
and
human.
like sharing.
Yeah.
And
Why'd you marry her then? Hey!
yeah, that's not that one. No, this was be alone forever. No, I'm fine. No, this was a girl. This is actually one of my first dates after getting divorced. It was somebody that we didn't have bad conversations. It's just that she not once throughout the entire night asked anything about me back, or even if I brought up a topic, she wouldn't be like, "And what about you?"
Yeah.
You know, it was very
a bad sign.
one-sided.
Me.
But I'm really good at filling conversation, so I just kept asking stuff and kept like bringing up random subjects because I'm like, we got to talk. We can't just sit here and stare at each other.
I'm finding that I have like really weird things that like qualifications that a girl has to meet in order for her to be like, yeah, like this is dating material.
Like what?
I don't nothing wrong with vegans. That's just a lifestyle that I would not be able to keep up with, and I think it would impact me on like a social level, like dating that person. It would just be like that's another element to having to find a restaurant to go to. So like vegans is hard.
So it's not actually like the vegan brag, it's the physical act of her.
I mean,
I
that
would-
could be an element of it.
No,
if they're
I would
just
totally
like,
agree.
if
I
they
went out-
give me shit for eating a hamburger.
I'm trying my best
Yeah.
to eat healthy, get myself into shape, lose weight, and all that kind of stuff. And so that requires discipline and a certain, diet. And I went out with a girl for a while that she didn't eat horrible, but she ate like pretty bad.
Yeah.
And so
Like
it's
a
very
normal
hard.
young person would eat.
Yeah,
Without,
like a real person, not someone who's like trying to lose weight. And it was a problem. And I think I probably put on like a couple pounds while we dated.
You're also dating, which means you're happier, more comfortable, and like you do things like go out to eat or
Yeah.
stay home and
We go on
order
dates.
pizza, stuff like that.
You
So
go
you,
on-
you tend to gain weight in a relationship
Yeah.
anyways.
Another thing was like I think drinking too much. That's like sometimes I can't keep up with that shit.
No.
And then if they don't like my Jeep, that's a big thing.
Jesus.
I had to get handles installed.
You were like in real places for a second there, and then you went to the Jeep.
I had to get
I
handles
knew it was going to
installed.
narrow down to something ridiculous.
Because like I went on so many dates where they would be like, "Oh, it's so fucking tall." I just, like it's how do I get in this thing? And then I like there
the
was like 3
fuck?
dates
What?
where I literally had to pick a girl up and put her into my Jeep.
Dumb skanks are you dating?
Wow. First of all, wow.
Just kidding. I'm just insulting them because they hate your Jeep and your Jeep
Do you
is
feel like
awesome.
you maybe missed out on Blaine back in the day?
Oh my
He
god,
didn't
why do you
have
keep
the-
looping
he
that
didn't
back?
have the Jeep yet, so it wouldn't have worked out.
I had a Chevy HHR.
I was not into that Chevy.
Oh, the
You
weird
did.
like lumpy
PT Cruiser
The
looking
school bus.
Yeah.
midget hearse.
The hearse.
I drove that once, didn't I? For like 10 seconds in a video.
Yeah, it's a good
I
time.
actually went.
I was like, "Ah!"
I went in one time when I was in the market of buying a new car because I think a car got totaled. Like Miles recently had going and shopping for a new car, and I think Tina as well. And everyone hates shopping for a car. No one likes shopping for a car.
Why is that? I
It's-
can't relate.
It
I've
takes
never
a
done
lot
that.
of time.
It's stressful. It's a big purchase. It's kind of like when you're buying a house. Was that stressful?
Yeah.
Did
Well,
you put
I
a lot
mean,
of thought into that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you like worry about making the right decision? Did you worry if you were going to buy this house and
Buyer's
then find
remorse.
out, oh, it has no foundation, stuff
Yeah.
like that? Same. It's not on the same scale, but it's up there with like a big decision, especially if you're going to get, anything that you have a big loan about, you're like, I'm committing to spending a lot of money on this thing for a long time. And a car has to serve a purpose, just like a house has to serve a purpose. And so if I do the wrong thing or if I don't like it, so there's a lot of pressure. The people who sell cars don't really make it that enjoyable of an experience. It's a long ordeal. You usually often drive around to a whole bunch of lots. It's not like just going and buying a shirt.
I wish you could get one online.
You could.
You could, but again, that's still like,
There's some services.
it's still stressful. I think I'd be really stressed out to buy a car I've never seen.
Hey,
Well, that was your car, but in blue.
look at
Yeah.
that piece of shit.
Yeah, I mean,
fucking goober driving around Austin.
Yeah,
man.
you were.
I one
that
time,
is hideous.
it's bad.
Now I got a '95 Jeep Wrangler.
Wait, was yours blue or purple?
It was
Blue.
dark blue, right? Like a navy.
Yeah.
So
I didn't
your
take-
your new car is older and shittier.
No,
but,
it's not shittier. It's way fucking cool.
But
4-wheel drive.
way cooler.
It's way cooler. You've driven it, and you were like, "Oh man, you must get a lot of puss in this thing." And then I like change gears, and you're like, "Oh whoa, it's a stick."
No,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I love it. I'm saying, but
Yeah.
it's like it's less safe and older.
Yes.
So technically, shittier car, but way cooler and way better for you.
Yeah.
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 I like your car.
I totally like. I remember I was telling Kovic, I was like, "Yeah, I got a different vehicle." He's, well, what'd you get? And I was like, '95 Jeep Wrangler. And he was like, "Didn't you have like a 2000 like something?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's what's cool about it is
Love your
that
Jeep.
usually when you get into a car, it's like, all right, now I'm in a car. With yours, it's like I'm in a box on wheels.
Going on a safari.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
Box on
more so
wheels.
we use it to drive to comic book stores.
Try getting
Yeah.
an Aaron's car. It's like getting into a lunchbox.
Your boyfriend's
He has
car
a
is the
small
stupidest
penis
thing in the
car.
world. That he does.
What does that mean?
Well, he has that car because
Compensation.
his penis must be small.
Don't you usually get a big car if you have a small penis?
Well, no, there's two
No,
ways
it's
to
like-
compensate for a penis: a giant truck or a tiny little.
Yeah, or like
little-
he's basically driving a tiny penised midlife crisis man's car.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not accurate.
Do you think my
No.
Jeep is
I'm
tiny?
sure it's not.
Is
I'm
my
sure
Jeep
it's
a
not.
tiny penis car?
No.
Okay.
But he also has a motorcycle. So does that
That's cool. His
That-
penis is now normal size.
it's grown back? I actually rode on it with him the other day.
For the
He was
first time.
saying that.
Sorry, Mom and Dad.
He had like his helmet, and he
It
was.
was, I wore the helmet. We only drove down like some like side streets to go get breakfast one time.
Did he
Yeah.
do a wheelie?
Drove back. No. But I was just like holding on for dear life.
Was it cool? Were you more attracted to him afterwards?
Did you have
Yeah.
a boner?
Yeah. It was pretty cool. And like he is extremely safe on that thing. Like every stop sign, he'll like stop, look every single direction, and then
Were
like.
you slugging on it?
Oh yeah, I was slugging mad hard.
I
I was
drive-
wearing a skirt, so just like
Ooh.
goop.
I drive
that's
like,
like an oil
way
slick.
safer when Aaron is in the car because he's such a careful driver that he's also like a careful passenger. Like if you're taking a turn that he's not sure about, he'll go boop, boop, and I'll be like, dude, chill out. You know?
He's like driving with your dad.
Yeah.
Aaron makes old man noises a lot.
He does.
That's his reaction sound is old man noises. Like go up, well, don't do this. But if you've ever gone up and punched an old man, that's the sound that Aaron makes whenever like anything startles him.
Aaron and I have this old guy
That's it.
in our apartment, and he has like a back problem, so he's always like hunched over like this.
He's at like a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, and he always asks for the time, and it scares like it. We're pretty sure Aaron and I are sure that he's like a ghost haunting our apartment complex because he fucking pops out of nowhere and he's like, "Do you have the time?" And you're like, "Ah!" It's like really.
Did I
fucking
tell you what
terrifying.
happened with that guy?
He said he got caught the other day.
I did. I got caught by him, but in a really awkward
Doing
place.
what?
So this old guy loves swimming in the pool.
That's right. You guys say he like practically lives at the
Wouldn't he
pool.
drown if he was leant over forward?
I mean, maybe the back is therapeutic for
He
his
stays
back.
in the shallow end,
The pool might be therapeutic for his back.
and he just like kind of just
You just hit
walks
someone
back and
butt
forth.
like,
But I saw him coming. So like when you go to Aaron's apartment and when you're going in the front door, you could also see the door that's like connected to the pool. So you could see people coming out of the pool when you're going in the front door. And so I saw him coming out of the pool. So I kind of like waited to open the door for a bit because I wanted him to pass by. I didn't want to have to talk to him. And so I saw him pass by and I thought he left. And so I opened the door and I went into the elevator and he's like, "Hold the door." And I'm like, "Fuck." And he gets in. He's wearing a bathing suit, but it's hiked up into his ball sack. So I could basically see his entire like upper thigh and like maybe a hint of a penis popping out there.
Scrote.
And he has no shirt on or no shoes. He's just a
How old
guy.
is this guy?
Fucking furry.
He's probably 85.
yeah, he's in his 80s.
wow.
He's really
So
old.
skin like dripping off the bone. Almost.
Dripping, like saggy old skin dripping. And he's just like dripping all over the elevator floor. And this is the kind of guy who wants to make conversation with you no matter what you're doing. And it's like, it's not a very long elevator ride. So I like press the button, he presses his button, and he goes, "Well, going up." And then about
Aw, he sounds like such a sweet
and then
old
about
dude.
5 seconds later, he goes, "Almost there."
Aaron's like, "Is this thing still going?" Yeah, Thursday
Yeah.
night. It's still going.
Still going.
I hate forced small talk in like that kind of situation.
Yeah.
It's part of like why I hate going to get my hair cut whenever I go get it trimmed is when people talk to me while we're doing it. I hate when like dental people, like hygienists talk to you or a doctor.
Barbers. Yeah.
It's like, just don't talk to me. I'd rather you just act like I don't have the ability to speak.
It is hard.
That's
being
one
a
of the
girl.
things I miss about England actually is Americanness is very friendly. So if you go and buy
Especially
something,
Southern.
yeah,
And we're
Yeah.
So
Southern
if
in
you go
Texas.
to the supermarket, they're like, "How are you? How's your day?" It's
I
like,
just don't.
I know, and it's like, I want to say, I know you don't care about my day.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about my
it's
day.
really
I don't.
hard.
I'm always like, it's great. But in England, they'd be like, scan, scan, scan. This much money. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
It's
Off with you.
really hard being a woman when you go to get your hair done at a salon because sometimes, like, if you're getting your hair dyed or something like that, it's like a 2.5 hour process.
Yeah.
You have to make small talk for that amount of time,
Nope.
and it's exhausting. Like sometimes I just like I pull out my phone pretending I'm like answering an email or something just so I don't have to talk. I just can't deal with it for that amount.
I feel like I'm pretty decent at small talk. I'm very friendly. A lot of people don't think I'm friendly. I'm very friendly to strangers.
You could tell by that face.
I'm very friendly.
Very friendly.
I'm very friendly.
You're a pretty weird dude.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the more
You're a very friendly
the more
guy.
time I spend with you, the more I'm like, I like Blaine. But also,
You're not the image
You're a
of
weirdo.
normalcy, though, either.
no, I'm not saying I.
Okay.
I'm not saying I am, but you know, it takes one to know one.
There
right?
you go.
When I found out your taste in music, I was like, Gavin's a good dude.
I used to start blaring 80s music off my phone in the middle of, like, well, when you were setting up the camera somewhere.
yeah.
I'd like blast Never Ending Story or something, and you'd be like, dude.
Tune. Yeah, yeah. There was like this was like RTX like forever ago. I really like Rainbow Six Siege. That's like my game. Like if there's one game that I'm really fucking
Very
good at,
fun game.
It's
Still not
very
played it.
fun.
Also, Jeff
Really good.
totally walked in front of me in the latest Let's Play. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I believe you.
Well, so like I think there was like a Let's Play Achievement Hunter versus Funhouse in Rainbow Six Siege. You guys were playing it, and my favorite character is Sledge, and you picked Sledge. I was like, Gavin, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, "Well, you got my sledgehammer." I was like, "Oh, Peter Gabriel Sledgehammer, and I was like, "That's a good fucking song." Like, I love Gavin. He's so cool. Yeah.
So did you guys watch the latest episode of Day 5?
Yeah.
No.
I got caught up
Not
this
caught
weekend.
up?
I
I'm
haven't
not caught
yet.
up.
I have not.
It was great. Have you seen any of the series yet?
I've seen 1 and 2.
Okay.
That shit was intense. Episode 4, oof, and then episode 5 also. Like,
I'm gonna, when it's all done, I'm just watch all of them again. What?
yeah, I've been getting a lot of people that are saying like, I'm gonna wait until they're all out to binge which
it?
is like, I totally get that. That's
I'm a
what
definite binger.
Yeah.
It would be a really good show to put on Netflix.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
3 episodes in.
I haven't seen it yet. Oh, everyone's going on about it.
Get on that shit.
Is it new?
I
What is it?
watched the first episode yesterday,
Yeah.
and then I went home and I watched the other 7
Didn't you
episodes.
do that with the Jinx too?
Yeah. I'm very much a person who cannot stop watching something that I'm into like that.
I was like that
Blaine
with,
just farted again. Just want to point that out.
You are gassy tonight.
Listen, you fed me Chipotle.
But we all ate
Guess
Chipotle.
what?
We're not
All
blowing
of
up
us
the
ate
couch.
Chipotle.
Did you like? I have a question. Did you like E.T.?
I don't remember that movie.
Do you like Super 8?
Never saw that movie.
Listen, it's got real good music. It's got our
Really,
kind of music.
it's like
Alright,
it's an
I'm in.
80s.
I'm now
movie.
in.
Great music, great score, great characters,
Lot of
great
synth.
storyline,
Wow.
and it's very much like Stephen King meets
Spielberg.
meets.
Yeah, it's very Spielbergy.
John Carpenter, a little bit.
Little John Carpenter.
really great.
You ever seen the movie It Follows?
Oh yeah.
I just saw that for the first time the other day.
Saw that with the Kovacs. It was good.
I could not have been more tense. I enjoyed it, but it is a perfect movie. I like concept. You ever seen It Follows? Mm-mm. Concept of the movie is a demon-like apparition that when you are marked, when you are the mark of this thing, it is in a constant state of at a slow pace, but it's in a constant state of walking towards you,
It's
no
the
matter where
snail.
you are.
So it's like the
Assassin snail.
The snail.
It is the snail.
snail.
And if it catches up to you, it will kill you in very gruesome ways. And then,
Did this come out after the snail conversation?
yes. No, it came out before, I think. I'm sure it was in concept
I'm
before. 'cause
pretty
it was like
sure
an
they
indie film.
didn't listen to this
I think,
podcast
I'm
and
sure the
come up
film's
with
I
like,
don't know. It sounds familiar.
someone should like compare those times. But it, and so the only way you can get rid of it is if you have sex with someone and then they have it now.
So it's like the worst STD ever.
It is it's a demon. It's an STD demon. And so,
STDD.
and then once it kills you, it goes to the
demon.
person that was before you, and then it starts walking towards them. And so the movie like establishes this, and immediately now for the rest of the movie, you're in a constant state of worry that you're going to see something turn around a corner, and it's going to be walking.
What
towards
is
the
it,
person.
though?
It's always in the shape of a person, but it changes shape constantly. It can sometimes be a stranger.
Does it kill you?
Yeah, if it gets to you, it kills you.
Well,
No,
how does it kill
I
you?
think it's somebody you know.
It can sometimes be someone you know. Like one time, it was like the mom of one of the characters. One time it was a friend.
So I got it. Live in a hot air balloon.
Yeah, and so that's the like obviously, but like the also the concept film is that the people who have it are like young kids or teenagers, and they don't really have like expendable income to go just do like solutions like that.
So they just have to have sex with people.
Basically, and so it's
What
it's
a
a
life.
very tense movie, but it was
Can they pass it around? Like, all just shag each other in like a
they
human
kind of
centipede?
do in the movie a
Yeah.
little bit.
There was a
Um,
girl that like she just found some strangers and fucked one
Yeah.
of them. Now I'm done.
That's
and
awesome.
so, but it's horrifying the whole time.
Did
that
it make
sounds
you
cool.
kind of like afraid of sex for a
Huh?
bit? Made you a little afraid of sex?
No, but I did watch the movie and then go walk around in the dark in my neighborhood to go find Pokemon.
Did you
Why
did you
would you
spot
do that?
someone and then you just walk straight towards them?
It was a little tense when you see somebody just because you think about it. Because that's
Well-
it. They shot it very much like a Kubrick or even like old school M. Night Shyamalan style, where it's very intentional framing and very intentional shots.
Super
that
long
would
takes.
that would make very long takes that would make you be worried about something being coming into the frame or a person walking. Like, is that it?
Yeah.
Is that it?
There's like they'd have like extras just like hundreds of yards back, and then you can just see them
Yeah.
like walking, and you're like, oh.
That's
I'm-
cool.
I made the mistake of watching Stranger Things last night before I went to bed. Like most of the episodes I watched, it was already dark outside. I was scared shitless.
Is it a scary thing?
It's a very scary show.
People
yeah.
have said that. I mean, usually I'm a wuss when it comes to scary stuff. It hasn't been scary to me.
I think I'm gonna watch.
Stranger
Well, if I don't
Yeah.
play Rainbow Six Siege,
What
I'm gonna
episode
watch
are you
the
on?
Third episode done.
because I heard that's good.
When you come
Yeah.
over and watch The Matrix, let's play some Rainbow Six Siege.
Hey, I went in on this Matrix party. I've been wanting to watch the Matrix again.
Yeah, let's do it.
Gavin, what are we gonna hang out?
No girls allowed.
Only peens.
Dicks before chicks.
Remember when we were friends?
And this is where we
used to
touch.
get those?
Blah.
Remember the time you and I got bevs? It was fun.
We should like get like a big group of Rooster Teeth people to go do something stupid, like a big like a Vegas trip or
Paintball.
paintball or like a boat.
Vegas paintball.
You know,
I'm trying to think of something
I
local.
feel like
Fly
that
too much.
camaraderie's
I liked
fun.
when we went camping that one time.
Oh,
That was fun.
Yeah, that was good times. Just going out to, what was the name of that lake?
I don't know.
Don't remember.
Where's
Yep.
my invite?
We invited you.
Blah.
I remember specifically sending you a text.
What did I say?
You didn't respond.
That sounds about right.
No, I didn't text you. But that sounds like you, doesn't it?
I still driving that piece of shit HHR back then.
You
Yeah,
slept
you
in it. I slept in my old Caliber.
Wait, you went camping and slept in your own cars?
Well, we were both invited
Pitch a
last
tent.
minute.
Oh.
And so, and I didn't have a tent.
Didn't have a tent.
But we both had hatchback cars. We
I
just
was
slept
always
in
That
it.
was
kid.
a great night for Blaine.
I was always the kid who had the crappiest tent. Like, I've never been a guy with a good tent. Like,
Yeah.
my friends would show up and they'd have, like, tents with rooms.
You
This is
sound-
like
you
a 2-bedroom tent, and mine would be, like, a hut that you couldn't stand up in.
just a dome.
Yeah, just like a dome that got wet.
Came up to your knee.
Yeah. I want a good tent.
You could
should-
buy
Things you
it.
never use a damn tent.
As an adult, they're not that
You
expensive.
should come camping with us next time.
How much is this?
Get a tent. Really
Tents
easy
aren't
there.
bad, you know. $200, $150.
Did you go?
Amazon?
Were you a kid that went camping? As a kid, we never went camping.
I
My
never
parents
went camping.
refused to do anything outdoors.
It would get too cold in Canada.
I mean,
at
I didn't
night.
do it with my parents.
You were
I
just
do it in
lazy.
Cubs and stuff. Cub
Were you Cub Scouts?
Yeah.
Look at you.
I got my traffic safety badge.
Is that a line you use with the ladies?
It is now.
Will you still the undies?
Were you a Cub Scout or anything?
Yeah, I got up to, what was it, Webelos?
The what?
What the fuck is a Weebelo?
It goes Tiger Scout, Bear Scout, Webelos, then Eagle.
I don't know any of that. I know
Pretty sure they just made that up for you.
Cubs and Scouts.
I was pretty good. I got like second place in the Pinewood Derby. It was like a very like coming of age movie moment. The Pinewood Derby. It's the where you make the little wooden cars and then they zoom down the racetrack. The guy that I ended up being neck and neck with that ended up taking first place was a kid that in my young stupid age I was kind of bullying. I didn't really realize it.
You were bullying him?
Were you
He
a
had a
bully?
bit of a weight issue, and I would poke fun at him because he's like one of my best friends, and I
Blaine.
didn't even realize it. Well, no, he ended up losing a
Did you
super
have
amount
a
of
weight
weight, and then
issue?
I got fat, so it was like
Oh.
totally worked out.
Karma.
Yeah,
for
no,
you.
totally. Yeah, I'm completely fine, but he won, and I was like very grateful for it because by then I'd realized what a prick I was being to him.
I wish bullying didn't have such a bad effect on people's
What?
lives. Like, I was bullied a little as a kid.
Oh.
And it's like, I still remember
Oh.
all of the stuff that bothered me now.
Yeah.
Being like 28. Like, I still think of it and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, like, I get annoyed at the person who did it.
What did people bully you about?
I was really quiet. I was like,
What?
silent kid.
And they
You
bullied
should
you?
not like let that affect you though, because if you look at your like place at where you are, and I'm sure if you look at the bully, that kid that was bullying you, like where they are right now in their life, like
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's.
Well, they're
I mean,
just
it is
projecting
fine now.
their
It's
own
just
problems.
like you really shouldn't bully people because it just sticks with people
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
life.
Well, you shouldn't bully people because you should be a fucking good person.
Well, but people aren't. Like kids
Yeah.
don't know that yet. Like some kids are like, "Well, my friend's bullying this kid, so I'll do it as well." It's like, make.
See, and I was like
Don't do
shitty,
it.
like second, third grader. I didn't really understand what I was doing. It was
Yeah.
really mean until like there was like a hard moment where I was like, oh my god. And then I was like, I'd never bullied my.
Well, I feel like there's more education now on bullying and the negative effects of it.
It's way. I hope that
And
this
kids with the
generation
internet
is
should
No,
be
way
kids
less
are still
more aware of it.
horrible.
Oh, I guess
Yeah,
with the
kids are
internet, there's like no, there's nothing to stop you. You know?
Yeah, kids are still horrible.
And
Now it's
anonymity.
more anonymous,
Yeah,
which sometimes is more damaging.
I do like remembering the people that bullied me when I was fat. Talk about it now.
Oh, could not be more flaccid right now.
There's no revenge to any of that either, though. Like if I went up to the people now who bully me and I'd be like, "You bullied me," it'd be like, he'd be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, sorry, I was a kid."
No, there is. I if I see those people and I have,
He
before,
punches
like,
them.
No, I kill them with kindness. Be like, oh my god, it's so good to see you. How's it been? And I'll just be like super nice. Don't talk about me. How are you doing? Let me hear about your job at Walmart. You know, like
Wow.
we're super nice.
There were girls
I mean,
who
I
were,
worked at a supermarket.
there were girls
so
who
did I.
were really mean to me, especially in like middle school and high school, because I was just like really nerdy and stuff, and they were like all popular and pretty, and I was like 5'9" and like 110 pounds or something like that. And now I think
Someone
like
just laughed
thank you
from
for
behind the
laugh.
curtain when Barbara has described herself.
And now I see them on like Facebook and shit, and they're just like, I'm a barista, or I'm a waitress or something. And it's just
Nothing
like-
wrong with those things.
Nothing wrong with that, but also like
Nothing.
I feel almost like
Well, we live very
Like-
What the fuck are you doing, Blaine?
what's that? Was that supposed to be me as a kid? Because
No.
it kind of looks.
I
like
have
it.
to say that we live very like those of us.
very
here-
fortunate.
We are extremely fortunate. We
and
are
I
lucky
feel
sons of
very
bitches.
lucky for where I am in life and what I'm doing, and then it's almost kind of like
that's what
You made fun of me, and
Right.
like this is what
There
you're
really
doing.
is
This
nothing wrong with being a waitress or a supermarket.
Nothing at all.
Like
but
honestly, my job at the supermarket was so fun. Like I had so much fun in that.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with
ad
it.
read. There's a board up.
I
Says
see.
ad
I'm
read.
looking at the timer. I got it.
I worked in the dairy. My sister, when she was like 5 years older than me, got a job in the produce section, and we would just hang out. It was a really cool bonding time for me and my sister.
I mean, I would say that my job at the supermarket was one of the most useful things I've ever done.
Same.
In that it taught me not to be lazy.
Work
and
ethic.
When you learn that work ethic of like, you teach yourself how to be keen to work. It's like, you wake up, you work hard, and then you
Get money.
go home, and it's like, you can get pay rises based on performance. All that stuff is so important. There are some people who come straight out of school into a job like this, and they are not as good.
How old were you when you worked at a supermarket?
16.
Same.
But that's the legal age of working.
I think it was 15 for me, but
I think if it's not a family business, it's 16 is the youngest.
yeah.
Speaking of really important stuff,
Yup.
you know what's really important?
You suck at segues. What?
I think you're great.
No,
Blaine?
shh. I want to see you
Do
break.
you want to say something about that?
Read the ad, John.
I'm waiting for your apology. Give me an apology, Blaine.
What's the ad read?
Give me an apology, Blaine.
I want to because I want him to read the ad, but I don't want to out of pride. I'll be the bigger man. I'm sorry, John.
Thank
Forgive
you,
me.
Blaine. I
You're a
appreciate
close
that.
friend. I appreciate you.
I appreciate our friendship.
Yeah.
Caved pretty quickly.
You're a
there.
very pretty man.
Okay.
This episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Barbara.
Punch her, Gavin. Punch her.
He gave
Crunch
them all
him.
to you.
Crunch him down. You gotta have your head back. No, you made a mess.
Talking about being lucky, I loved recently Bo Burnham. He came out with this special, Make Happy, and he went on Conan, and he had this great speech about how lucky he was, and how like majority of the reason why people like him are in the position they are, it's not because they followed their dreams and didn't give up. It's that they just got really lucky.
Yeah.
And he flat out was telling people, was like, don't follow your dreams. You know, don't settle. And like he had a message all about that. And I think it's true. It's harsh, but there's a truth to it that there's like an entire movement of like, follow your dreams, do it no matter what. But sometimes people, like, their dreams are not like what they should be doing. They think that they're supposed to be this person. They think that this is their goal or their destiny, but really like they're just avoiding what maybe their real destiny or their real goal should be.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan also talks about that a lot. Dirty Jobs guy.
There'll be people that'll like ask those guys for like, advice on what do I do?
Well, there's a lot of people who email us asking like, what should I study to get a job at Rooster Teeth, or what should I major in to get a job with you guys?
Yeah.
And it's like, don't do something in hopes of getting a job or position at some certain company. Do something because you're interested in it, and because like maybe you're good at something, or you like could foresee yourself doing that when you're older.
Did you do that, Gavin? Or did you just want to get a job at Rooster Teeth?
He didn't go to school.
Well, I didn't get a degree.
I know, but like,
I just started making stuff.
Right.
That's always my advice to people is,
makes sense.
if you want to be making stuff, like being a YouTuber or something, just make stuff, put it online, and don't necessarily hope they'll get big, but just learn how to do it, and then eventually you can make something good.
Get
you're
good.
Proud of. Yeah. Like, everything I know is just from practice,
Same.
experience.
I didn't.
You just said you didn't go to graphics school.
No, just got a general like visual arts degree that barely had anything to do with graphic design or photography. In fact, they like at the very end of my degree hired like some stupid lady to teach some graphics class, and I knew at that point more about the programs of graphic design than she did, so I learned nothing from her. And no, it's the majority of like what I use in my day-to-day job is just self-taught, just like trial and error.
I think it is for a lot of people because that's the stuff you're most interested in. Like, if
Yeah.
you physically seek out information and
Yeah.
teach it to yourself, that means you should probably be doing it because you're
Yeah, like
into that.
Adam Baird never went to school for IT,
He is smart as
and he is like he's self-taught with all that stuff that he does.
Ellis too. He didn't finish.
Yeah,
If you
like-
look into Adam Baird's eyes close enough, you can see code from the Matrix running behind his pupils.
and all the
robot.
wires.
Are we all
behind
just
it,
going to
too.
gather around and watch Adam Baird's eyes when we?
I recommend it.
You
I mean,
should.
I
They're
can't
beautiful.
see them very well because he's so much taller than me. But
He is.
He drives
other
a Jeep.
people can.
He does.
He does.
Do you guys give each other the Jeep wave
The
when you pass
nod.
each other?
Yeah, me, him, and Stephen Fay, who works in art department.
You can do what is
Jeep
Jeep
wave.
wave? You hold onto the steering wheel and you do like the two fingers.
Yeah, it goes one of two ways, by the way. So you can see a Jeep owner coming towards you, and you're like, "Oh, hey, it's a Jeep owner." And then you'll do this, and then they'll wave back, and it's like, That's, we connected, that we're like fellow Jeep owners, we're like a community. Or they could be driving to you and you go, and then they don't wave and you're like, fuck you, fuck, and you get like really mad.
Is it because they don't know about it, or because they don't think you're deserved of their response?
I don't know. I have an older Jeep, so maybe they're like, this is an old Jeep,
You've aged out of that.
Yeah.
We're onto this now.
Or no, it's actually like most recent owners, they don't really know about that community, so they don't give a shit. And I'll be like,
But you're a recent owner.
How did you learn about it?
I've always been an appreciator, though. Jeep has been my dream vehicle for life.
I like Jeeps. I was always told that Jeeps were more feminine.
Yeah?
What? Really?
But I like them.
That must be an English
seem
thing, because it's
masculine
definitely
to
not an
me.
American thing.
I think the newer ones maybe.
Kind of like
are sort of
off-roadish.
much more rounded.
So speaking of graphic design, you made those banners that we had at RTX all over the city, right?
I did. They
So-
made some RTX advertisement banners.
A lot of people were asking how they could get one of those.
Wait, I have a quick funny story about those. Sometimes when I'm making graphic design stuff for the company, they tell me make this, and they don't tell me verbiage or text. Like recently, we had a Coke flavor featured, the RT mix, and they told me like we need an ad, like a web ad for this, and I'm like, hey, cool. What's the like details about the Coke thing yet? Like we don't have any details yet. We just know we're making a flavor for Coke. And so in those instances, often I will just write the dumbest shit possible, and sometimes I write stuff that I'm like, I know they'll make me change this because there's no way we can print this. It is like offensive or a bad joke. More often than not, that stuff goes to press.
Is it like the thing you put in the app?
What did I put in the app?
You put a Gavin free quote at the bottom that we kept in.
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
I don't know.
I forget what
Something
it actually
stupid you
said.
said.
But so those banners that you made, and we had I think we had like 135 all around Austin for
There's a lot.
the entire week of
It's a
RTX.
lot this year.
So a lot of people were asking how to get those. If you are a double gold first member, or if you sign up before the end of July, we're actually going to be giving away 25 of them to random people who are double gold members. So if you sign up, you could win one.
They're pretty big.
I want
They're
one,
huge,
and
yeah.
they told us that we could not get those.
Well, because we're giving them to the people who support us.
But at least a
Good.
few of them,
You
I can't remember
deserve
which
it.
ones, but at least a few of them were, I wrote stuff. I was like, this is the dumbest joke possible. They're going to change this. And then I sent it off to like Bethany and Gus. They're like, it's perfect. Send to press.
Love it. They probably didn't read it.
Which one? Who's gay out of those two?
Huh?
They're just doing like the stereotypical gay voice.
I just did a voice.
I have
it
the
You know,
the
gay people
quote.
don't just talk like that. Gay
So-
people talk normal as well.
No, I know, but I just
I've known straight people who talk like that. Why you got to pigeonhole people into a voice?
Wait, what are we
assumed
talking
that was
about?
what you were
Why is,
going
Well,
for
that's
there.
you assuming.
why is my Tumblr sense tingling? What's going on here?
So you wrote, this is the quote that's on the RTX app. It says, anything that you could fit entirely in your mouth would make a great pet.
Did I say that?
That was on the RTX app all weekend.
I don't remember. I don't remember putting that in there.
And it says Gavin free.
It's a good quote.
And then my
I'm
dad's
very
like, do you
proud of
want these to rotate with other quotes? And I'm like, nah.
Let's just keep that one.
Keep that one the whole time.
Oh, I got a hat today.
Pizza Hut.
I was so happy. We were in the Monday meeting, and I had another hat on. I had one of our RT lifestyle hats, and then someone came and put a hat on
He
my head.
switched it for one that was not our hat.
Yeah. Well, I like this. When we did On the Spot at RTX, Pizza Hut sponsored the episode, and then we gave away a bunch of swag on the show, and I was like, I actually like this hat. I didn't want to give it away, but I gave it away, and Pizza Hut heard me, and they're like, we'll send him a hat.
I have one too.
I was checking my Facebook today, and have you heard of that page, Uni Lad? It's like funny videos.
Yeah, they
I've
post a
been
lot
on
of
that.
stuff on with Blaine
Yeah.
in it.
I've been on that like
And I saw
several times.
a video that was a parody of that weird video where those guys are like dancing around doing this.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they were doing
They
it.
were at RTX.
Yeah, it was like
It was
Spartans
Spartans,
doing it,
yeah.
and I was like, man, that looks just like RTX. And I looked in and I was like, because one of my friends from England posted the video saying, Monday made, because it was a funny video.
Yeah.
And I was looking, I was like, man, it's amazing how conventions all look like RTX. Oh,
And then you
wait,
see
that is
one of our
RTX.
guardians in a
That's
yellow
RTX.
It shows
shirt.
Guardian. I was like, that looks like our shirt. Holy shit! That's
Yeah, it was just really weird.
There was a lot of
That was
stuff.
probably the most viral thing to come out of RTX.
There's a lot of stuff actually posted on Reddit from RTX, like cosplays and things like that.
That's
like
cool.
on the top, on the front page of gaming and stuff like that. Just cool to see that stuff.
Yeah, I should have replied to the post, being like, yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but a high point in my life, talking about making on Reddit, and I kind of lost it, was I made it on the subreddit Lady Boners.
Oh, did you?
I did.
What is that, like man
Wow.
crush?
Yeah.
Why,
I was
one
like
of-
right above Jason Momoa.
One of your hundreds of selfies.
Yeah, it's probably.
Didn't you?
Because guess what, Blaine?
Oh, here's the video.
Nothing wrong with selfies.
I don't know if there's audio playing. or not.
Oh my god! Look at it, it's
But
so
yeah,
silly.
That is RTX right
Yeah,
there.
there's a video.
And then his friend starts.
it's like cute but funny.
It's a parody of a different video.
Yeah.
Of these like guys that are walking on the street.
and
but
there's
it's
you,
the
John,
same-
on that picture.
It's the same music.
Oh, was that the poster of me
Yeah,
with
the first box.
first box?
That's a Guardian being like, the hell
Yeah.
is happening here?
And
you
there's
even see like
RTX. It says
RTX.
RTX right there.
So, great advertising.
God, it must be so much energy to do that for an extended period of time.
I would have loved to be there to see that though in person.
Yeah.
I would
There-
have joined them.
There's like another really funny Halo GIF on Tumblr, or sorry, Reddit. Why am I talking about Tumblr? Fuck Tumblr. Basically, there was a Spartan walking through a
Did you fart again?
campus.
No, he keeps moving his
Spartan
chair.
walking through campus. He gets hit by a frisbee, and then the guys are like, "Oh, sorry, hey." They're like, "Pass it over here," and then the Spartan picks it up and he throws it, and it like goes into orbit.
Yeah.
It's just like really funny.
And they're all like,
Yeah, like blows through some trees.
So before we end the podcast, I've been delivered a note from the broadcast crew.
This just in from the broadcast.
Just as in, we're apparently running low on podcast theme songs. So if you have one that you would like to send in, send it to podcast@roosterteeth.com and make sure the subject line reads podcast theme.
Bonus points if
Do you
make
have to?
it
Do they have
super
to keep
80s
the
sounding.
exclamation mark on the outside of the quotes like that?
No.
It is
You
actually
could if you want
grammatically
to.
incorrect.
Yeah, that's
Make it synthy. Make it.
that's
sexy.
gonna piss off Becca.
Why? She doesn't like synth.
No,
she
No,
doesn't
the
like.
We're not. None of us
She
are
do-
talking about synth.
She doesn't
doesn't
like
like
grammatical
incorrect grammar.
errors.
Oh,
She's a word nerd.
I wish.
We need more of
the
her.
worst kind.
I wish I had kept up with, like, becoming more musically inclined when I was younger.
Your brother's really musically
My
inclined,
brother's a
isn't he?
fucking music savant, and he just makes me sick every time he does stuff.
But
He looks
does
just
he-
like you.
But
The
does he
X-ray
do
and Vav
graphic
guy.
design?
X-Ray and Bath theme song.
I didn't realize until later that he'd included very subtly low in the background, the like from the Minecraft
Oh, did he?
theme tune.
He's
Like if you just hold the trigger on the note block, it like pitches up.
That's
and goes all
funny.
the way around, and we
Oh,
sing
wow.
to that
I'll have
because
to
that
hit
was
him up
before the theme tune existed.
when
But that
we
is
do the
in
next
the song.
holiday musical.
huh?
When I make the next holiday musical.
Yeah, I
the
told
next
you
one
that.
gonna
He's
be?
he can.
I don't know. I
he's
should probably start writing.
just
it.
a musical
No,
genius.
I got time.
You got like 6 months. You're fine.
Yeah, fine.
But
Yeah, shoot him up.
It's one of those things that I regret. Like I'm sure a lot of people regret. I'm not just sticking with some sort of instrument. I mean, I play some piano, but I'm horrible at it, and I don't retain anything that I learned. I teach myself now. Like I can sit down and I can like spend an hour or two and learn a difficult song, and I'll play it okay. Ask me to play it in a week, and I won't be able to.
You could sing though.
You just don't practice enough.
I'm not. My brother's a much more talented singer as well. I
You're
wish I had
also a great
also.
singer.
I wish that I had like done more training with my voice because when like I was able to sing okay, and then my voice dropped when I went through.
When you were like 24.
yeah, when I went through like imposed puberty that I had, and
Did you schedule your puberty?
is essentially, I made an appointment to go get shots, and we're gonna start now.
It's the closest thing to the big movie that I've ever heard.
Of what?
It's like, yeah, tomorrow
I'm gonna be an adult,
I'll be a grown
A BB's gonna come in.
and
that probably hurt though.
it did. It
Like,
was,
did bones? Could you feel your bones growing?
I didn't have excessive growing
Oh,
pains.
he felt a bone growing.
It was mostly. I mean, there
Cock.
was that. My voice changed really like in like the course of 2 days.
Did your knob fill in?
Jesus Christ! I had a boner for like 6 months.
Wow.
It was just nonstop erections. It was horrible.
Did you beat it like a whole lot?
As much as I could, and it still wouldn't go away constantly.
Yeah.
Because it's basically like my body going into testosterone shock of like just shoving hormones into
Just
me.
hair.
No, I didn't get that hairy.
No.
Um,
Lucky.
But no, I just
Got a hairy ass.
constant erections. I did get my body did make that decision. It was like, all right, we're gonna go through puberty. All right, hair is part of puberty. We're gonna draw the line about right here at the midsection. Everything below, hair.
It was like a mini game. It was like beard, locks on your ass.
yeah,
Hair.
yeah, that's all it did. Because I didn't get anything up here.
Yeah.
I have
You
this
have a
little
patch.
I have my little island right there. That's all I got. Can't even see it in the camera.
At least you're not like Chris.
Yeah.
He has, I think, 2 or 3 chest hairs. One is named Chester.
Also, anybody else have that random like arm hair back there?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Barb's got blonde hair. She can get away with a lot
I
of
do.
hair.
I actually have like a lot of arm hair
Freak.
for someone who's a. I mean, you can't see it because I'm blonde, but like
Female Robin Williams over here.
I got. I mean, I'm
He's
a
dead.
fucking human. I'm a descendant of a monkey, so I got hair.
You just pissed off a lot of
Check it out.
people saying
Good.
that.
Give it a little pet.
You want to pet your
her
arm
hair. Pet her hair.
Is
The
it good
look
for
on
you?
Barbara's face.
Should we wrap up?
Yeah, we got to do the post show. for our first members.
which is not live.
I have to take a pee, so.
Thank you for watching.
You've had to take a pee since 7:30.
So have I.
Yeah.
Been holding in piss this entire time.
All right, you guys go pee, and then we'll come back to do the post show that people could see on Wednesday.
If you're from the UK or anywhere else,
Can you give us
Sorry for keeping you up. It's a pretty long one.
Give us a final thought, Gavin. A thought to send off these wonderful people.
Do a handstand.
Do it. Give us a thought.
No,
No,
not
just
again.
Gavin's moment.
John, do his handstand.
Eggs.
Goodbye, everybody.
Love you.
This is Gus.
This is Gavin.
This is Barbara.
Bernie.
To your left.
My cat, Joe. As you know, he's got mental issues. You know, he pisses in suitcases.
Oh, a suitcase?